glory days at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way, from off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
We had to hold for a second.
I had to check the audio.
I was gonna say, because we were just waiting like we did on Robbie Gould's field goal.
That too.
That, and how long does it take for a blocked punt to hit the ground?
Apparently that long, Ant.
2 hours. That's what it felt like. It felt like 2 freaking hours as everyone is looking for the ball. And luckily for us, it bounces about the 1 or 2 yard line. Noah Hufanga is there to get the ball. I was super jacked.
Dude, I'm still jacked.
Yeah.
And I gotta take this off because I'm already hot. I'm already hot.
Mr. H is saying
last minute win,
like Madden said.
The Madden sim got last week right against the Cowboys. It gave us a dramatic finish in the Madden simulation, and we just got another dramatic finish. Who's got it better than us? I mean, if Jim Harbaugh was the coach, we'd all be chanting nobody. But at this point, the conversation is whatever it takes. And they just did whatever it took yet again.
Yeah, it's not nobody this time. It's body bags, because these are body bag games. The game against Dallas, super physical. Both teams getting at it in a big way. And this one, I think, was even ratcheted up even more. What a physical contest. You got to give props to the Green Bay Packers. They came out and played. Their defense came out and, played really well. Rashawn Gary handled Tom Compton like we haven't seen before. That single arm, straight arm that he was using to get into Compton's chest, he was driving him straight back. It was not easy for Jimmy Garoppolo to navigate that pocket today. The Green Bay Packers did a great job. They played well. But when it came down to it, the 49ers had a better complete football game because special teams, we overlook it so much, Alex. But special teams had a big game.
KNDR just said it. He just said it. Ant is now 2 for 2 on special teams bold predictions.
Yeah.
And both of them lead to 49ers wins. And Shooter with the 499 Super Chat. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yeah, shout out to Shooter for having to, watch the game in a hotel room.
That's right.
Yeah, way to get it done, though. He's doing his responsibilities and still taking time to be on the reaction show.
Hey, big things, Shooter, my guy. Just incredible. I mean, listen, this was incredible, Ant. This is absolutely incredible what I just
Brad
missed.
Jones.
What I said, Grant Cohn does not have it better than us. That is accurate. That is 100% accurate, and I said it. I already tweeted it out. I've been holding this tweet, Ant, for this moment right here, where you beat someone that no one thinks you're going to beat, when you go somewhere that nobody, after the 4-game losing, nobody but us right here, the 49ers Cutback, the Cutback crew who's been riding with us since early in the season, we're the only ones saying this is still a Super Bowl caliber team.
Yeah.
This is still a team who can get there. It's one game at a time. It's one thing, one moment at a time, right? And now I can officially invite everyone but the Cutback crew. Everyone watching, everyone who's going to watch us, everyone who becomes a subscriber, everyone who has been with us since day one to the last 5 seconds. If you've subscribed, everyone else can officially suck it because you were wrong. You were 1,000% wrong on this football team. The team.
Alex.
You can feel whatever way you want about one individual player, but it's more than just one player.
As conductors, I think the Cutback crew is with us. As conductors of this, the fan train, as we've been on the roll with the 49ers team, we would like to welcome everyone back. We want the whole faithful.
And listen, suck it and then get back on the train.
No, we want everyone with us. Come on. Hey, this is a great time. We won a game. We want everyone with us right now because let's be honest, this 49ers defense is Super Bowl caliber defense.
Yep.
Defense wins championships is what I've been told my whole life. Today, this defense definitely got it done in a big way. They had an assist from the special teams, of course. But yeah, the defense showed up. The first drive should have made everyone nervous.
100%.
Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams did Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams things.
Carved us up.
But what did we talk about in the preview show? Everyone else, can you see me? They were the John Cenas of receivers.
And they
were nowhere.
Nowhere.
It was Devontae Adams, and then I think they were missing.
Other than Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones.
We had a busted coverage. We had the busted coverage.
And it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and I think the Packers ran the ball pretty good too. Aaron Jones was able to get some yardage, but DeMeco Ryans was bullheaded.
Yes.
He did not move up. I'm staying too deep. I'm not going to put too many guys in that box. I'm going to make you consistently run the ball. And they were able to hold the Packers to 10 points.
True.
The Green Bay Packers, who play in Lambeau Field, who understand what it's like to play in this weather,
Who practice
10
in
points.
this.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great performance by that defense. Eric Armstead, right? He's no more slander for Eric Armstead ever, right?
Nope.
Eric Armstead is now worthy of that contract. I think everyone can agree.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
1000% Ant.
Yeah.
Gold Rush said, let's effing go. Ugly W, but I'll take it.
Hey,
I don't know what's ugly about a win in the playoffs.
no, I know what he's saying.
I know
though,
what
right?
he's saying, too.
you want that artistic, just dominant victory, but in the playoffs, it don't matter.
Doesn't matter if it's ugly. Doesn't matter if it's a 10. It doesn't matter. All that matters is a W.
Yeah, and it's the moniker of the 49ers right now is whatever it takes.
It was whatever it took.
Whatever it took. They did everything they could. All three phases of the game did something. And they all made plays, and they went out there and battled, and that's why at the end of the game, you've seen Debo come off the field a little bit nicked up, George Kittle, Trent Williams. They've had battles for like the last 4 weeks. This is a very tough team. Mad respect for the 2021 San Francisco 49ers.
Jay Elliott, you are 1000% right. Where is Marketing Pro? Where is he?
He's waiting for tomorrow.
Well, he's waiting for tomorrow, but he said it was a fat L. It was going to be a fat L for the 49ers.
When has Marketing Pro ever been right?
He hasn't been right.
He said the Niners were going to lose to the Rams every time.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very accurate. Where is Marketing at? Google accounts. I love that, man.
Hey, yeah.
Josh Norman with another game with no PIs. Hey, though, but hold on. Ant and I talked about this off air right before we went, literally as the intro was rolling. Josh Norman tried to get a PI. He tried.
He reached.
He got toasted so bad that he couldn't get a PI.
Yeah, luckily Devontae Adams beat him so bad he was out of arm's reach.
It's true.
Just the throw was a little off. It was a little too far inside. Thank goodness. But you know what? I'm very thankful. Let's give Dante Johnson some respect. Struggles in the first drive, but once he gets his footing, he played well. He was coming up and helping on the run. I know he missed the tackle on Aaron Jones in the first drive. That was bad. The blown coverage, I don't believe is on Dante Johnson. It was on Jimmy Ward. He stopped on that flat route. I think he thought Dante Johnson was going to carry that running back. There's some sort of misconversation there. So maybe it's not on Jimmy, but there's definitely a miscommunication between the two guys. Something they can iron out, but what happens when you have players that aren't used to playing like this all the time? Maybe we'll get Ambry Thomas back next week.
I'm hoping so. Everyone has said the Niners were going to lose. Suck it. The $8 million man Gould is gold again. Amazing 45-yard field goal in the frozen tundra of Green Bay and Lambeau Field to win it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Jason Aponte from Lou.
I think Jason Aponte is going to go ahead and give Gould his props.
I think he's going to give the Gould his props, and he's not going to say anything. Here's the good news. Well, you and I said this. The only way you could, in theory, move off of Robbie Gould's contract is to trade him post June 1st, because then you don't eat any of the salary. With this kind of performance, if you don't want to hold on to that contract and you think there's a better option or plan out there, a kicker, he is doing something now that allows you to do that. The question is does anyone want that?
He hasn't missed in the playoffs.
Agreed with you on that.
I have acres in my thoughts right now. I can remember how bad it was to not have a kicker that we could count on to be clutch. Since Ray Wersching, okay, I've been hoping, I've been praying for someone that can make these kicks in crunch time, that weather doesn't bother him. Robbie Gould's that guy. Do I know that it's 55 yards in? Absolutely. You know what I'm okay with? 55 yards in. Correct. 49ers offense knows what they have to do. Get Robbie Gould in position, and he'll go knock it down.
Brad Jones just said Trent Williams just walked out of the locker room on crutches. That is not good.
That is not surprising either.
Also true.
What is the first thing they're going to do, Alex, if you have some sort of an ankle injury?
I mean, if you're a professional sports team and not my high school, which didn't have the funds or the ability.
No more weight for the rest of the time, right? He's going to have a walking boot.
He's going to get an air cast tonight.
Hyperbaric chamber.
Yep.
All of it starts right away. So, yeah, right away, no pressure on it. He played through the game. That makes you hopeful. However, if it's a high ankle sprain, unless he's Jordan Willis.
He might be.
I'm a little concerned.
He might be. Said hopefully it's just precautionary. That's the big thing. It is precautionary. So this is what I can tell you. When I rolled mine, when I had my low ankle sprain, grade 3 low ankle sprain, where I tore there's 3 of the 6 stabilizing ligaments on my ankle. Literally, my coach moved my ankle, and when he moved it, it went snapped into place, and I felt a bunch of things kind of tear and rip because I had already torn them up at that point. They literally carried me to my car. They carried me to my car. I had to sit in the passenger seat. My coach drove me home, told my mom what happened, then had someone from the team pick him up. They took me to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, it's the first thing they did. Crutches, air cast boot, and no pressure for 2 weeks. They said no pressure for 2 weeks. Of course, I'm a dumb face and was walking within 4 days, but that's because I'm a dumb face, and Trent Williams isn't a dumb face. They're going to put him in an air boot. They're going to put him in an air cast, and he is going to be chilling all week long, and they're going to hope that he can be ready to go by next week, by next Sunday.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean,
an extra day.
Brad Jones says that week 3 heartbreak was just worth it. Yeah, it was. Winning at the end of the season is a lot better. That's why everyone wanting the Los Angeles Rams, we own the Rams right now. But that is, you still have to beat them in the biggest moment. Now, can we beat them? Absolutely. We've proven we can beat them. But I'm just saying the last win is always the one, right? The last laugh is the most important one. And, the 49ers got the last laugh on the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers are beasts.
Wow. Android user. Wow. Just wow, my guy. By the way, can we just point out the best type of users are Android users. And he comes through in a huge way. Suck at iPhones. $70 super chat.
Thank you, Android user.
70 smackaroonies for bless the ankles. I 100% agree with him. Bless the ankles. Let's get these guys healthy. Let's hope they can be healthy going into this. Look, I think you have a situation right now where a lot of the injuries for the 49ers were just that. They were situations where you got guys dealing with a lot of stuff. It's cold. It's 0 degrees by the time guys start going down with injuries. It's a physical game. Guys are taking shots. I'm still not convinced that Debo's wasn't just a wing getting knocked out of him.
The original one, I thought maybe it was a wing getting knocked out of him. Him limping off, I think it was helmet to the knee. It looked like, he took a helmet to the knee, and with it being that cold, that's gonna freaking hurt. So I'm being hopeful that is what it is, that it was Please. That shot. Hopefully that's what it is, because I'm worried a little bit.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot of guys who are dealing with issues and injuries, and it's just not something you want to have to worry about going into an NFC Championship game where no matter what, no matter who you play, you're going to be playing a team that's got talent across the board defensively, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough regardless of what happens.
Yeah.
Shooter, Ant and Alex, much thanks for keeping the positive vibes for the whole season while others were talking about next year already. We just try to call it like we see it.
Yeah.
The reality is we saw the talent that was on this football team. You know what you have at head coach. We had a lot of faith in DeMeco Ryans, and a lot of people very early on were willing to just cast him out and throw him under the bus, and he's not Robert Saleh, so therefore we're screwed. And we weren't willing to do that. We let the film kind of speak for itself. We saw the position that Kyle and DeMeco was putting the players in. You know what you have talent-wise. It's not like these guys had dropped off.
Yeah.
It wasn't a drop-off sort of issue. It was an execution issue. Guys in the right spot, and you're just not coming up with the plays. And at some point you have to think, right? You keep working, you keep grinding, you're going to eventually get there.
Jay Ellie said Charlie horse. So are you listening to Kyle Shanahan and Jay Ellie? Confirm that for us, please.
Please, because if it's a Charlie horse, we good.
Yeah. I don't know if that is what it is. But as far as the game goes, this game is just all over the place, wild.
David, when did you send it? When did you send the super chat?
Yeah. If you check on that, but
so check on that, and if you did send it and it's confirmed, message me on Discord, and I'll take a look at our YouTube studio and figure out what's going on.
And Gabriel Clark said Debo was walking fine after the game.
Good news.
So nice catch there. But one thing I wanted to point out about this game is the 49ers have now they're going to the NFC Championship game.
Yes, sir.
That means in 2 of the last 3 years, the San Francisco 49ers are going to the NFC Championship game. This is a coach that we wanted to fire.
Yeah, I mean, can we talk about that for a smidge of a second?
I mean, I'm just saying, like let's. Be honest.
Needs to be discussed.
I know. I'm wondering if that's another day. Let's just be excited about this.
Let's focus on that. Next week.
This 49ers football team is resilient. 2 NFC championships in 3 years now, Alex. You got to be considered as one of the better teams in the league. And there was a lot of conversation that in Green Bay, apparently the 49ers, they thought that they were really going to handle him. Matt LaFleur has been preparing. You were right. Matt LaFleur's been preparing for the 49ers since before the Cowboys game.
Correct.
He knew it was going to happen. I got to listen to some stuff, from the Green Bay, media, and they were definitely worried about the Niners. And unfortunately, fortunately for us, unfortunately for them, I thought they were ready, but offensively they couldn't execute. And that's with a Hall of Fame quarterback. I mean, I know they're supposed to be the model of efficiency, but they weren't exactly efficient today.
No, they were the opposite of efficient. As of right now, David, as of right now, you had a $10 super chat that said LFG. As of right now, it's not showing on our end here, so it may just be held up in PayPal land.
There you go.
That may be what's going on. So I'm not sure if it ever comes through on our end. I'll let you know. Otherwise, you may need to call PayPal and figure that out. So we'll talk in a little bit. I'll keep this up here on our channel end here and see if it pops up. Jordan Nava, let's see how far y'all can go now. This is what he said. ... I mean, listen, if you're healthy, if you guys are good, and you keep executing the way that you've executed on the defensive side of the ball, especially, I mean, sky's the limit.
Well, the 49ers have been overcoming injuries and overcoming things all season. I'm not going to bet against them. You know what I mean? I mean, I know they might have guys out or whatever. But right now, without knowing what they are, especially, I don't want to, hinge any bets. But I mean, why would I bet against them at this point? I mean, they've proven they can overcome. They need to win an ugly game in Lambeau Field in January in the snow. They did it. Jimmy Garoppolo never played in a game where it was colder than 33 degrees. He did it.
And won.
And the thing is that's what it's about. It's about winning as a football team. It's not going to be the best quarterback that wins the Super Bowl. It's going to be the best football team. A lot of times the quarterback can help bridge that and make it better. But usually there's a lot of talent around that quarterback. I mean, that Kansas City Chiefs team that beat the 49ers in 2019, Patrick Mahomes, yeah, he's a great quarterback, but he didn't do it by himself. That defense was great. Chris Jones was great. Tyrann Mathieu was great. And then on offense, they had all the weapons that they had. So it's one of those things where you have to have a really good team. I mean, Jim Harbaugh, I think, proved, right, that good football teams could consistently win games in the NFC and in the NFL. So I think that's what Kyle Shanahan's doing now. It's a little bit of a different way than Harbaugh because they run a different scheme. But overall, it has a similar feel, and I love it. I love the physicality. I love the get-after defensive line and the impressive run game.
Agreed with you on that, Ant. Agreed with you on that. And look, a lot of people are talking about, a lot of people want to talk about Jimmy's performance and all that stuff. And I would prefer to just enjoy. And people were talking about, how we can't win a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo if he continues putting up the stats that he's putting up.
I don't know.
It becomes difficult, but I just want to point something out. In 2001, with a second-year quarterback in Tom Brady, a young quarterback, the Packers, the New England Patriots won a Super Bowl with Tom throwing in the playoffs 1 touchdown and 1 interception. You can 100% win if your quarterback isn't necessarily playing his best football or at his highest potential in the playoffs if your defense plays at the level that our current defense is playing at.
Well, one thing I know is we're going to get an answer to that. We just don't know that yet. I mean, Correct. Did he lose 1 Super Bowl? Absolutely.
Yes.
But can you win with a Jimmy Garoppolo? I don't know. We're coming pretty darn close again. So it's one of those things where Jimmy's going to get us to the NFC Championship game. Did he have his greatest game? No. Was there some huge drops that definitely hurt this offense early in the game?
Yes.
I think that there was inconsistencies from a lot of different areas, whether that was bad penalties at bad situations, whether that was drop passes, errant throws. I think a lot of people can take kind of accountability for the mistakes that they made. But I think one thing that you have to look at is even though they made those mistakes, other areas of the team picked them up and got it done. So in some days, the defense has to get it done for them. And some days it's going to be the offense, and some days it's going to be the special teams. Today, the special teams and defense helped win this football game. And the 49ers offense did just enough to win. That's all you can ask for. That's championship football. It's just, when it comes down to it, everyone else picking up your teammate. That's what it's about. And I think that's what they did today. But as far as Jimmy Garoppolo goes, as of right now, we don't know if he can win the Super Bowl.
Nope.
Got to prove it.
Got to prove it. You got to prove it every step of the way throughout here, from here on out. Google account said at Alex, at any point in the game, did you want Trey to get put in to try and move the ball down the field? No, it's been pretty apparent that this is Jimmy's team, and they feel Jimmy gives them the best chance right now. And while it wasn't pretty tonight, and it wasn't necessarily perfect from start to finish yet again from Jimmy Garoppolo, it seemed like at the times where we needed it, he came through when he needed to, made the throws he needed to make. The receivers elevated after the early struggles. Do you want it to be cleaner? Yes. If Jimmy Garoppolo plays a cleaner football game, do the Niners probably roll the Green Bay Packers? Absolutely.
Maybe.
If your receivers catch the ball early in this football game and put you in positions where you're not in 3rd and longs, 2nd and longs, and things of that nature, does this game maybe change in terms of, when the Niners finally take a lead? Probably. But look, at the end of the day, right, you can only do with what cards you're dealt. Right now, the cards you're dealt are your quarterback's dealing with a thumb issue and he's dealing with a shoulder issue.
Yeah.
You played a freezing cold game in which it's hard to grip the football, hard to throw the football, hard to catch the football, hard to kick the football.
Maybe, yeah.
You need to be able to run the football. The Packers came out early, slowed down the run game. You know what they didn't do enough of late? Slow down the run game. Your defense did exactly what it needed to do for 4 quarters, hold the Green Bay Packers to 2 scores, 1 touchdown, 1 field goal. They came up with a big block to make sure they didn't get additional points on the board, and your special teams scored points for you when you needed it most. I mean, listen, all I was hoping for was a 3-and-out and forcing a punt. Jordan Willis coming through in a huge way, playing with a high ankle sprain in that cold weather, and could you have called anyone else? I mean, at no point today did I think Jordan Willis is going to make the play that changes the game. The hope is that Jordan Willis makes a big stop, gets them into a 2nd and long. He makes the play that changes the game. Talanoa Hufanga locates said ball after it bounces on the ground. You scoop and score. And, I mean, as soon as that happened, you could hear the stadium go silent. My brother goes, oh, my God. My brother literally was like, oh, my God. And it's just like, this thing, whoever has the ball last is winning this football game. And when we got the ball after the stop, we got the ball and we're driving down, I was literally like, Kyle Shanahan, under no circumstance here, is going to leave any time on this clock. They're going to run the football. They're going to make Green Bay take the ball. And it's going to come down to, on 3rd and 7, I was like, Megan, what are they doing? You think they're going to throw here? I was like, I mean, you would think, but why not run? Why not run the football here?
Yeah.
Eat the clock even more. And if you get to 4th and short, you're just going to go quarterback sneak.
Yeah, I told you before we went on air that I called a run play. I told my dad, hey, they're going to run the football right here. Because Kyle Shanahan, under no circumstances, was going to leave Aaron Rodgers time on the clock, even with no timeouts. You know, he was going to make him go the full distance. You weren't able to get the first down. Put the ball in Debo's hands and let the best player on your football team make a play. And over that last drive, Alex, the best players on the 49ers made the plays that they needed to make. George Kittle winning one-on-one against the corner in the slot. You had Debo Samuel coming out of the backfield on the circle route, making that play, and then getting upfield. Debo Samuel making the big run. It was always about these guys, the playmakers, showing up, and they showed up when it mattered most. And that field was getting kind of nasty there. You could see it was starting to ice over and things.
Yes.
So they got it done at the right time, but, I mean, that's what you asked for. And when the time comes, those guys have to step up and make plays. They did it today. And then number 9 ends up being the man that seals the deal. Robbie Gould. You got to give credit to also, to the holder, or to the long snapper Tabor Pepper, the holder Mitch Wisnowski. They get it done in a big time fashion, and it's right down the middle.
Frank here with the comment of comments. Anyone's chest hurt from heart failure? Yes.
Yeah, I texted in the group chat. At least I know that my heart is healthy. I survived that game.
It's true.
Let's talk also about a little bit at the end of the first half, right? You have the Jimmy interception, which seems to be backbreaking. You have the long throw to Aaron Jones. It's
even more backbreaking.
It's like, oh my gosh, they're going to go up 14-0.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
So Jimmy Ward blocks it. But do you know why Jimmy Ward blocks it? Did you see the clip?
I didn't pay attention.
Okay. They showed a clip. Someone broke the clip down in slow motion. Jordan Willis chops the arm of the outside guy who's supposed to pinch with the outside guy to close the gap. He chops the arm as Jimmy Ward is jumping through. Perfectly timed. Jordan Willis made 2 huge special teams plays. Jimmy Ward capitalizes on the one, Talanoa Hufanga capitalizes on the other, and it saves the 49ers season.
And that doesn't happen without Nick Bosa getting home.
Right.
Getting around the corner, closing time, your best player needs to make a play on defense.
And he did.
He did. That's big time. And I think that was a pivotal part in this game because it could have easily been a 2-score game at half, and it's not because of the great play of the defense and then special teams. So even when they made a mistake, they were able to counteract that and get back on it. I loved it. That's the kind of grit that we've seen from the Niners all year, and that's the character that's being revealed. During the season, they built a lot of character. They built some team camaraderie, and now it was reeled in this game.
It really, really was. Ralph had said asked a little earlier about both number 1 seeds fell today. Has that ever happened before? Matthew Rowley gave a stat earlier.
2010.
2010 was the last time that it happened. So it has happened before. Just been,
I believe too. It was the Green Bay Packers who knocked off a number 1 seed on their way to a Super Bowl.
I think you're right.
I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that was the year they won the Super Bowl, and they were a wild card team with Aaron Rodgers. I think they were the 6th seed as well.
It's very true. It was either overtime and the win from Gabriel Clark, 100%. Gold equals gold, 100%. Josh Cooper, Aikman has grown on me. He said Debo is his new favorite player in the entire NFL. Josh, I'm happy that that's the case for you because I couldn't stand Troy Aikman the whole game. I couldn't stand him the whole game. He was wrong about so many things during the game when they were talking about stuff. It was annoying.
Well, I did enjoy him being. Well, I told you, Aikman's kind of grown on me as a commentator.
You said that as well.
I didn't like him as a player, of course, because I'm a Niner fan. But
True.
The one thing I'll say, he was very critical of Kyle Shanahan, accepting that man downfield penalty.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to give Aaron Rodgers extra time. And then literally the next play, it's 2nd and 11. And he's like, well, I guess it worked out.
I ended up being a really good. That's a big thing for the 49ers there. It's like.
And that defense, I mean, I was sitting here and I watched the game with my dad, my sister. And I told him, I was like, all we need is for them to tie it up. If they tie it up, Aaron Rodgers and Mike LaFleur's butt is going to go just like that. And that's what it looked like.
Yes.
When he got out there, it looked like he's running around with clenched cheeks. He was a little bit worried, and did it not seem like Jimmy Garoppolo was cool as a cucumber at the end of the game? I mean, Jimmy didn't look worked up at all. I mean, he was calm.
Hey, we got BV Maurer and a Chiefs fan coming into the chat saying, y'all doing this just to lose to the Chiefs. We winning it all, mark my words. Remember this.
Okay.
Remember. Also, BV, we want you. We want the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So we'll see you there.
Well, they're going to have a big game tomorrow.
Very true.
The Kansas City Chiefs have a big game tomorrow. You got to tackle Josh Allen. I think it's going to be a heck of a game. And for BV, I have no dog in the fight in that. I just want to see a great game. But hey, you know what? I'm glad you believe in your Kansas City Chiefs.
100%. You should believe in your Kansas City Chiefs. They're playing great football right now, and take care of business because you got 2 teams over there in the AFC playing great football in the Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs and the Bengals. And even though, despite Joe Burrow getting sacked 9 times. Yeah. Overcoming the Tennessee Titans.
And I laid this out earlier.
You
Alex.
did.
1981, the San Francisco 49ers traveled to Detroit and played the Detroit Lions in week 1. They ended up playing the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl and winning 26-21. In 2021, the San Francisco 49ers started the season in Detroit. They've started in Detroit 3 years.
True.
1981, Super Bowl victory. 1984, Super Bowl victory. 2021, to be determined. But Cincinnati Bengals, hello, friends. We've seen you in a couple Super Bowls. We'd like to see you again.
I'd love to see you one more time.
That would be a fun thing just to see for the whole lore of it. But yeah, just an interesting thing that's happening there. Also, the stat that came out last week, right? The winner of the 49ers-Cowboys playoff game wins the Super Bowl 71% of the time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a stat.
There you go.
Stat that.
I've been paying attention a little bit.
Stat that. Yeah. Ernest Batley, top priority, get healthy. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
100% at this point.
Yeah. Right. That's all they're working on right now. They did I guarantee Kyle Shanahan went in there and did the speech, told everyone, how much he loves them and what a fight it was, and then
now go get healthy.
Now everyone's just getting healthy.
But here's the thing: they're getting tomorrow off. They're getting Monday off.
They get an extra day. Well, they also get an extra day because they don't play till next Sunday.
So they're gonna get Monday. Do you think they're gonna get Monday and part of Tuesday off?
They're gonna light practice all week. There's going to be no full practices for the 49ers for the rest of the football season. There's just no way. It's all about getting health, extra sleep. Wouldn't even be surprised if Kyle doesn't move practices tonight again, just like he did right now. Practice at Levi Stadium under the lights, because it's going to be all about health. And we're probably going to be nervous. We're probably going to be nervous about Trent. We're probably going to be nervous about other players that you don't even know yet that have things that are going on. So it's going to be an interesting week. It's going to be a fun week. And I'm excited to talk about it all week long.
Bro, we get NFC Championship content.
And we get an NFC Championship Madden Sim.
That's true.
Just when I thought it couldn't get any better.
We get a Madden Sim in the NFC Championship game. Oh, my Lord almighty. 49ers defense stepped up the last 2 weeks. The 49ers defense, Trayshawn, has stepped up pretty much, I would say, since
the Colts game, yeah. I think since then, the defense has played outstanding.
Post-bye, the defense has played outstanding outside that Colts game. And even then, you could make an argument that the Niners offense in that game didn't necessarily help them out, and their special teams didn't help them out in a big way in those games. The defense, we said this after the Week 3 game. We felt like DeMeco Ryans was scheming up pretty good looks. He was putting guys in the right positions. You had young guys who were kind of across the board, guys not making plays. And listen, at the end of the day, when you got young guys or you're expecting to game plan a specific way and then you lose people, it makes it very difficult. Going into this game, you knew you had questions with Ambry Thomas, so you were able to get Dante Johnson ready. You were able to keep that going there. Having Dre Greenlaw, Azeez Al-Shaair, and Fred Warner out there is fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic because each one of them in different moments is making big plays. Yeah, and while we're talking about this, everyone that's in chat, go ahead and throw in chat who you want. You want the Rams? Actually, here, we'll put a poll up too. Okay, put a poll up. We want the Rams at SoFi, or do we want Tom freaking Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? And just let us know what you think. Alex is going to put up a poll here in a minute. I'm curious what people think, but this game was kind of like all over the place. I mean, the 49ers offense at one point had like negative 11 yards. They were really struggling. It didn't look good. Of course, there was opportunities that they missed, but it seemed like that
once they got it going in the second half and they kind of established the run game a little bit, that I thought that it was kind of more indicative of what the 49ers have done down the stretch. But this defense should give every 49ers fan the confidence that they can win a Super Bowl. The offense is going to get enough done because they have playmakers like George Kittle. They have Deebo Samuel. They have the guys. Brandon Ayuk was nowhere to be found today, but maybe they went in and took him away. I want to watch the All-22.
All-22 film's going to tell a lot.
Yeah, see what they did. But what do we talk about? There's no one that can cover George Kittle. You want to put King in the slot and cover him? Do that. See what happens.
Mistake.
Yeah, I believe I said this in the game plan video. If everyone watched the game plan video, George Kittle was going off for 6 or 7 catches.
It's true. You kind of said it. I mean, I felt like
the catch on the sideline, though?
That catch on the sideline was absolutely phenomenal.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely phenomenal.
How many tight ends did you see making that catch?
None.
Yeah.
Literally, other than maybe, I don't even know if Travis Kelce's making that kind of catch. Maybe.
Travis Kelce can make that kind of catch.
I haven't seen him make that kind of catch.
There's not very many. And what a way to redeem himself,
After the big drop.
The big drop, it would have been a touchdown. They split the 2 deep look. It was a touchdown.
Hey, can we be 100% honest? Aaron Rodgers did not lose this football game for the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers basically did everything he possibly could to help that team. The problem is, and we said this, and DeMeco Ryans hinted at this in his presser, they don't do a whole lot of things differently offensively. Mm-hmm. They're the same team. We talked about this. Johnny Dell's Football Academy talked about this. They need the big fade shot in order for the offense to continually move and put points up on the board. The Niners didn't give up that long shot outside of one play. And that was a busted coverage off of basically what was looked like a flats route that he turned into a wheel route and got up the sidelines.
He just continues upfield. He's doing a scramble drill. He just takes off to the goal line. Jimmy Ward flattens out to help take away Devontae Adams. Shockingly, his eyes are on number 17. And Dante Johnson doesn't continue to carry Aaron Jones because he thinks he's going to have Jimmy Ward over the top. Actually, Dante Johnson should have started flowing in to take away Devontae Adams, and Jimmy Ward should have been over the top on Aaron Jones. But that's not what happened, and it's okay because we end up getting the win because Jaquiski Tartt, I think someone put this in chat, absolutely hustles his butt off to make the tackle on Aaron Jones, and the 49ers end up not only getting away with limiting them to a field, no, not even a field goal. They don't even get a field goal, limit to a field goal opportunity, and then get the block. Huge momentum swing for the 49ers. You had all the momentum going Green Bay's way after the interception. It was a completely crazy moment. And I think that everyone Kyle Shanahan let out that yell, that excitement. I think we all did that at the same time. I think
100%.
I think if they really look at what happened, especially 100%. In Northern California, I'm sure the entire Northern California shook at that moment because that was a big moment. And ultimately, it turns out being pivotal because it's the difference in the football game.
Oh, hey, Jay Hill. How's it going?
Oh, hey, Jay.
Oh, hey there, man.
Hey, guy.
Oh, hey there.
How are things?
How are things? Are you doing good?
Yeah.
Hope you're doing good. Trickster, defense with 5 sacks, 3 games in a row. Yes, 1,000%. And
hey, can we give Chris Kasarik a raise? I know he's already the highest paid assistant in the league. Give him a raise.
He deserves more money.
Yeah. Hey, and I wonder how much of this, might be an under the radar thing, is the hiring of Daryl Tapp as his assistant.
Dude, it might be.
Daryl Tapp was an absolute beast for 13 seasons.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Is there any way that he could have a bigger role with this team down the road?
Daryl Tapp?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Daryl Tapp is a smart guy like DeMeco Ryans. DeMeco's been, though, they called him coach when he played in high school and college and all that. He's on another level. He's super smart. But Daryl Tapp is super smart, but the energy that he brings.
Correct.
I think he could eventually move up, but he's going to be the problem is when DeMeco leaves, Daryl Tapp's probably going to be the defensive line coach for whatever team, because he's that good. I mean, the dude is a good coach.
You are correct. And Josh Cooper just said it. Ryans might be a head coach after a performance like this.
Yeah, he might. I mean, I think so. But I mean, you got to remember too, though, a lot of teams are going to look at what they need, whether it's offensive needs, and also they're going to look at his talent level. But we have to get that talent level for DeMeco. I think DeMeco could get hired, but I think that it's actually going to be next year that he gets hired. I think he goes through one cycle, and then he gets hired as a coach, and he's going to be a fantastic head coach.
Yes, dude, he's going to absolutely kill it. And it's just unfortunate, man. It really is. If the Bucs win tomorrow, best believe Tom Brady going back to the Super Bowl to win number 8, says Trayshawn.
Why is that?
Because apparently the Niners don't have a chance against Tom Brady.
Why is that?
I don't know. Trayshawn, you want to clarify? I thought he was a 49ers fan, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. I know Colin Kaepernick went into New England and beat Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, and that was a very good football team.
It's true.
With Jim Harbaugh. The one thing we know is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be without Tristan Wirfs in this playoff game, and probably the next one as well. That means Nick Bosa is going to have an angle to get after the quarterback.
Accurate.
Is the Tampa Bay defense rough? Absolutely. That front is very good, but where they're not very good is in the secondary.
True.
You had Green Bay; they kind of played the Niners well, especially in these conditions. The receivers, but I think there's some matchups the 49ers can take advantage of.
Agreed with you.
But I don't see why there's no one. Why can't the 49ers win at this point? Why say no? Who is
why not? Well, why not us?
Yeah. No one has done anything. No one's eliminated them yet. There's a reason everyone wanted the Rams to take them off in Week 18.
100%.
Because they're still here now, and now they're scary. The beast, the one that's under the bed that you didn't want to acknowledge, because once you do, he's acknowledged. And now that he's out, he's gonna haunt you.
Caleb, it's not Troy Abke and it's not Nate Sudfeld. It's not either of those two. Talking about the Niners being the monster under the bed and being acknowledged. Corey, nobody wants to see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl again. 49ers versus Rams next week. That's what he's calling Ant.
Hey, yeah,
I like that.
There you go.
These are iconic playoff games for the entire franchise. Free agents are going to want to sign with this team without a doubt moving forward, says Frank. Aloha, Sean. How you doing, my guy? Hope you're enjoying this big win. We have a $2 super chat from Philip Ant, who gave us the
cool emoji. I like that. And welcome, Philip. Philip always leaving good comments, jumping in chat and stuff. So welcome back to the channel. We appreciate it.
Brad Jones, Chris Kasarik already started running tackle drills with the linebackers and DBs, probably because of Tart has been able to take drills with the D-line.
Yeah, and we know Chris Kasarik's over on the right side of the field. That's where the defense works. It's the most exciting. Anyone that has a chance to go out to training camp, go check it out. The most exciting part of the field, it's not the running backs, it's not the wide receivers, it's not the quarterbacks. It's the defensive line getting after it, especially when they do one-on-ones with the offensive line. It gets exciting over there.
Agreed, Ant. Very much agreed. Philip just said, why is everyone not talking about special teams? The team that scores the most points wins. Special teams made all of our points. Listen, we've been talking about special teams. In fact, if you've been here all week long, then you already know that Ant, right there, look at that beautiful gentleman there.
Thank you.
That guy there predicted again for the second time in the last 3 weeks?
Yeah, I called it against whatever team it was that they kicked the knuckles to, the knuckle punts. I can't remember. Was that Tennessee? No, it was that the Texans? Maybe.
Was it the Texans or was it after that? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Anyway, Ant has one other time this season before this game.
I believe it was the Texans.
I think you're right. I think it was the Texans. One other time this year, Ant has predicted that the 49ers special team was going to come up in a big way.
Yeah.
He predicted it in the preview show. It came true yet again. And because of it, the Niners win the football game. And then it's a rally situation. If you don't block the field goal, then the blocked punt just gets you within 3, which means that kick right there sends us into overtime and we're still probably playing football.
Or you're going for a touchdown. You're playing in a different situation.
Or that.
Yeah, so I don't know, but it was a big pivotal point in the game. I just honestly stole it. Richie Hightower, he was different. Anyone that watches his press conference knows that's not the normal Richie Hightower you get. You normally get him. He's, hey, Joe, thank you so much, Joe. Great question. And,
nice
he does everything. This week, it was drink on the drink, and it was like, what? And basically getting after everything. He didn't pull any punches. It was a different type of Richie Hightower. He locked in. He realized his back was against the wall, and he went after it in a big way, and well done. His unit responded. You had the 27th ranked special teams against the 32nd ranked special teams, and when it comes down to it, it proves you need to be good in all 3 phases of the game. The Green Bay Packers weren't good enough in the special teams area, including Debo with a huge kick return at the the beginning of the second half. What a great job putting him back there in that situation.
Huge.
He trucks King again, and it sets up all the momentum for the 49ers. I know they get a field goal out of it, but yeah, special teams came to play, and it was big.
All right, Trey Sean says, I just think that the 49ers quarterback won't be able to hang with Brady without making a costly mistake. Okay.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
See what happens.
You know who else makes costly mistakes, though, is Tom Terrific.
He does.
He's been known to lose football games for that. The key is, though, he has to get through the Rams, and they're going to have no Christian Wirfs against Von Miller and
Aaron Donald.
This great pass rush. It's going to be an exciting in the trenches game. I'm going to get my popcorn ready. I'm going to be excited for that one.
And we're definitely going to be watching tomorrow.
Oh,
I mean, you can't not watch that football game tomorrow because of the implications and just getting an idea of what both teams are doing right now. Madison said 49ers offense was trash today. It was good enough to win the football game.
Well, then was
Green
Green Bay's offense trash?
No, she's going to say Green Bay's offense was great because they moved the football.
Okay. If it doesn't cause points.
If you don't win, I just don't know how.
I think Green Bay's offense played better today.
Agreed.
I think the 49ers defense played better today, and ultimately the 49ers special teams. You win 2 out of 3, you win a football game.
You just won 2 out of 3.
Yeah, the 49ers offense struggled a little bit. I don't know how much of it was conditions, how much it was just a better game plan. I think there's going to be a lot of cool video to get into.
Haveshan just said the team is held together with duct tape. If it's duct tape, Haveshan, that's some strong duct tape.
I like it.
Also, duct tape is the man's. It's the man's tape. That's how you fix problems.
Well, the good thing is with duct tape, you can always add more.
That's also true.
Add more duct tape and get it done. And the fact they held through a snowstorm, impressive.
Frank, and as for special teams, and they totally redeemed themselves.
There you go. That was well said.
Kevin Jimenez, it's my birthday, and all I wanted was a Niners win. So pumped. Best gift ever. Happy birthday, Kevin.
Yeah, happy birthday, Kevin.
And what a birthday. You won't forget this one.
Yeah.
You will not forget this
definitely will not forget. This is a good way. You never want to lose on your birthday, so well done.
Let's see. Ralph says, is anyone scared of the Rams or the Bucs at this point, or should they be afraid of the Niners? I want the Bucs. This team needs to send the GOAT home.
Yeah, I mean, think about this, and I know this is kind of like just projecting, but Jimmy Garoppolo, if he rolls through and beats Aaron Rodgers, and I say Jimmy Garoppolo, I know it's the football team, but just hang with me on this. He sends Aaron Rodgers home. Aaron Rodgers might not be in Green Bay next year. He could be somewhere else. And then now the rumor came out this week that Tom Brady's contemplating retirement. If he goes in there and retires Tom Brady, do you think, that's just big for Jim, right? I think that's huge.
It's huge for Jim.
Yeah.
It's huge for Jim.
I'm just saying that's a cool storyline.
It really truly is, man. It really truly is. Look, at the end of the day, it's this. At this point, this team is on track. They know what they need to do. It is all about whatever it takes. Kyle Shanahan has this team bought into the mentality, and the team is responding. It is 100% responding.
Wow.
When Jimmy plays great, the team is elevating. When Jimmy's not playing great, people are picking him up and picking up the guys around him. I mean, at this point, everything that this team has done, Ant, has been absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just seeing here from Trickster, the poll is currently 50-50.
A new vote just came in. So it is now 51-49 for the Rams. We'll keep that popular.
There's 142 of you in the chat. We got 93 votes.
Yeah,
let's go, TCC.
Vote on that poll.
Come on.
Who do you want in that NFC Championship
Do you want the Bucs or do you want the Rams? We want to know from you.
It is back to 50-50.
Look at that. We want to hear from you.
A Jordan Willis number of people have voted at 94. So, yeah.
The last team whose defense helped them win a Super Bowl was Peyton Manning's Broncos. I was cheering for the 49ers today. Doesn't mean I can't be honest about how their offense played. You can be. You can 100% be honest. It wasn't great. And if you think no one should think that Kyle Shanahan is walking out of this football game going, man, like this was just great. What he's thinking right now is the opportunity is great. We stepped up in a big way with one side of the ball not doing what it was supposed to do, or not doing what he wanted it to do. But guess what? Next week is a new week with a potentially either a new opponent or an opponent you're familiar with. You can't dwell on this. You can't dwell on the mistakes. You can't dwell on the missed passes. You can't dwell on the drops. You can't dwell with them stacking what felt like 10 guys in the box at times and sending guys downhill. You can't dwell on that. All you can do is focus on what's next, and tomorrow will dictate and determine what's next. Get healthy, right? Know who your opponent's going to be, and then figure out the way to right the ship.
Yeah, and one thing we know is next week's weather is going to be a lot different. It's either going to be in Tampa Bay, Florida.
Nice weather.
Or inside SoFi Stadium.
Levi South.
Yeah, so I mean, this is one of those things where weather, no matter what these players say when they're going to these games, weather absolutely plays a big role in that, and especially on offense. And you saw that. You saw even the Green Bay Packers players struggling at times. I thought Green Bay looked a lot more comfortable playing in this weather than the 49ers did, which I think was a little bit of a surprise to me. I thought with the bully ball mentality, the way the 49ers ran the football, that they would be more physical. But I thought Green Bay actually showed up, especially on defense, as the more physical team in this weather. So I think the 49ers are going to be very happy to escape this game with a win and then move on to Tampa Bay or Los Angeles, where it's a lot more comfortable. And that's what's important.
Knowing that you have an opportunity to fix it. Knowing you have an opportunity to fix the offense.
No, I know you're saying fix. What I'm saying is, was this, though, not the effort that was needed?
100% it was the effort was needed.
Yeah, so
you did everything that you needed to do in this football game other than execute for 4 quarters on offense. Outside of that, everything you needed to do. When the offense needed to move the football, it moved the football. When you didn't need 3 and outs, you didn't have 3 and outs. Did they always result in points? No, but what you did do was put Aaron Rodgers with his back against the wall in his own red zone, and most of those times, you walked out of there with a punt and even better field position, and you just slowly find ways to get yourself closer and closer and closer until you can finally get over the hump. And the Niners offense did enough. You got yourself into field goal range twice. You kicked 2 field goals. Your special teams got you the other one. That's all you can ask for. That's all you needed in this football game, and you got it. You got what you needed.
Yeah, and I think we need to give a shout-out to Eric Davis, former cornerback of the 49ers, who put it out on Twitter this week that the 49ers don't have to play an A game to beat the Green Bay Packers.
He did say
and
that.
a lot of people lost their mind. Like, no, Jimmy can't turn over the ball. We can't make any mistakes.
Jimmy turned the ball over.
He did. But you know what the 49ers did? Won the turnover battle. All-pro Fred with a huge peanut punch to knock the ball out early. Even though it doesn't score any points, it killed the drive. The second drive of Green Bay's momentum, that was huge. And then you got, of course, the block punt. Those plays are absolutely monstrous in this game. And I think that, the Fred one might get glossed over because it didn't turn out into any points. But what a huge play it was in the game.
And Sean just said weather was a problem.
Yeah.
It felt like it.
It definitely was.
It definitely felt like it for both teams. It didn't feel like it was for Green Bay early in the game.
Not as much, no.
But the later that game went, the harder it went. And this is something we said. What have we seen now from a couple of teams? We've seen teams come out and establish a physicality early against the 49ers. You know what we haven't seen? A team hold up for 4 quarters with that kind of physicality. Yet again, Niners came out, got punched in the mouth early by Green Bay. They had a great game plan. You tip your hat to LaFleur and what he was able to do and what they came up with and schemed up defensively. But at the end of the day, if you couldn't sustain it for 4 quarters, Kyle Shanahan's DeMeco Ryans changed enough of what you did, and Richie Hightower found the right moments on 2 separate occasions to come up with a big, huge play. Jimmy Ward credited Richie Hightower in his post-game presser for the block field goal, saying essentially he found the weakness. Willis times it perfectly, gets the chop, and Jimmy's able to sneak through and make the block punt. He said it was 100% a Richie Hightower coaching point.
Yeah.
So you tip your hat to Richie Hightower, because again, this team has been like this all season long. When Jimmy's back was against the wall, what did Jimmy do early in the season? Answered. When the team's back was against the wall and you needed stops, your defense needed to step up, your offense needed to put together drives into the game, backs against the wall, answered. Richie Hightower, back against the wall this week, answered. This team is doing whatever it takes to win, and I want to see who you got next. Because, I mean, you and I both know this, and we've been saying this. Regardless of whoever you face in the playoffs, you are going to have a hell's row of teams and quarterbacks and defenses to get through in order to get to a Super Bowl. It's going to be the Bucs or it's going to be the Rams. Regardless, you got 2 good teams that are going to be waiting for you next Sunday.
Yeah, and how did Vegas get this so wrong? I mean, 6 points? Come on. The 49ers don't lose by 6 points. I mean, this is just not how they play. I think this was, one of those things where Green Bay is a good, fundamentally good football team. And they came out and they established themselves early. But this 49er team finds a new way to win every single week. A new player, steps up. Whether that's Juwan Jennings, against the Rams, he steps up and makes big plays. Made big plays against the Cowboys. You got this week, you got Deebo Samuel again, George Kittle, but now Jordan Willis, Talanoa Hufanga making play, because Talanoa Hufanga is also playing deep coverage with Dante Johnson on the whole shot that took. Perfect coverage.
By the way, why did Aaron throw that football other than he just trying to get the ball to his playmaker?
That's what he does, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of, look at who he's covering him, though. Who have they taken advantage of the time before? Talanoa Hufanga.
True.
What did we say when we were watching film from week 3? Talanoa Hufanga, these players are better.
Yes.
The 49ers have improved a lot since that week. And I think that, I understand what he's doing. He's trying to get, his playmaker an opportunity. If it's a turnover, he knows that it's a long punt. It's as good as a punt.
Frank, I'm pretty sure that Madison isn't referring to Jimmy Garoppolo as the nobody. I think she's referring to Alex Smith as the nobody.
Trey Lance, I believe.
No,
right? Didn't she say trade up?
49ers passed on Tom Brady up for a nobody, is what she's saying.
Oh, so she's got to be talking about Jimmy Garoppolo.
But it's either Jimmy or Alex Smith. It's one of the two.
Yeah, it's got to be Jimmy. Right?
Apparently a nobody who's gotten to an NFC championship in 2 of the last 3 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, that's fine. Let Madison, say her stuff.
Hey, everyone feels a certain way. I get it. But listen, at the end of the day, there's only really one thing we should be happy about, and that's the fact that the 49ers are going to the NFC championship.
They are. And, we're going to see some different thing next week. Which part of the 49ers is going to win next week? Is it going to be the special team stepping up again? Is it going to be, the 49ers run game establishing and their, and imposing their will? Is it going to be a big turnover on defense? One thing you know is they're going to be in the game. They're going to give them a chance to win.
She's talking about Giovanni Carmazzi.
Oh, good
from
call.
the same draft.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
there was also 31 other teams who missed that.
Giovanni Carmazzi, I believe, was taken pretty close to Tom Brady.
It was round 6?
I mean,
was it 6?
Giovanni Carmazzi, though, the only thing that I will say to Madison, I don't know if she knows much about he's a local guy. So he was somebody that was from around here, so there's probably a little bit more familiarity there.
And also didn't. Well, it was still Jeff Garcia, right?
Do you remember who the front office personnel was that was doing the drafting?
I don't remember.
Bill Walsh. And what does Bill Walsh value in quarterback? Athletic ability. What does Tom Brady not have?
Athletic ability.
What does Giovanni Carmazzi have?
Athletic ability.
There you go.
Oh, here it is.
And yeah, you're right. He found Jeff Garcia. That was a Bill Walsh guy. Yeah. So yeah, some of it is the personnel, who you have. They weren't going to draft Tom Brady. I mean, I'm a lot of times over 300 pounds, and I can outrun Tom Brady. So that's never a good sign.
Jason Hiller, FYI, fire Kyle. Oh wait. When he has a healthy Jimmy and a healthy Nick, 2 out of 3 NFC championships.
There you go.
He ain't wrong.
No, he's not.
He ain't wrong. KNDR Collectibles, Gio was goated. Alem, stop it, my guy. Absolutely stop it. Bad knowledge, Gio was 3rd round. Of course, Jason knows that. Of course, that's what he does.
Is it bad knowledge? Like, who gives a rat's butt?
Who cares where Giovanni Carmazzi was
Jason
drafted?
also said that Joe Burrow's never lost a big, or never going to lose a big game. He doesn't lose in big games. Then he's winning the Super Bowl. No, I didn't say that.
Well, then what are you saying?
Yeah.
Then what are you saying?
It's a good thing that.
Hey, Stunner Gilmore, what's up, man? It feels like it's been a while. It really does feel like it's been a while, my guy.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been a long time.
Yeah, and Lou's right. Rodgers grew up a 49er fan and wanted to be a 49er as well.
True.
Yeah, big time. I mean, if you grew up in California, especially Tom Brady, right? I mean, he was at the catch. Him and Aaron Rodgers, they wanted to be San Francisco 49ers. Aaron Rodgers in college were number 8.
True. Salad, Debo was seen walking out of the locker room just fine. So it looks like
that's what Clark said. Well,
looks like he escaped something serious.
I'm hoping it's a face mask to the knee, because anyone that's taking a face mask to the lower leg, the knee, that freaking hurts. And if it's 0 or feels like negative temperatures,
it's not gonna be
that
fun.
Really hurts.
Not gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Host said this is Buffalo's year. Could be.
Oh, good call. Buffalo's a good football team.
They're a good football team.
Could we get the Berman Bowl? 49ers versus the Bills.
It's gonna be 49ers and the Bills. Book it.
Could be.
Could be that.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see what they do against the Kansas City Chiefs tomorrow.
AJ, I like this defense going to win next week. Hopefully, Jimmy has his first touchdown throw of the playoffs. It would be nice. Just one.
Can we get more than one?
I'd prefer a couple. But just to be honest, a couple would be nice. We talked to George Kittle about catching what should have been a touchdown catch today. I mean, that was a touchdown.
Dude, one of my favorite tweets, I actually went on Twitter a couple of times during the game, was somebody tweeted, "Dang, Jimmy, you got to start catching that ball." That was well
true. Hopster, no one's cared. No, I don't think anyone on this show is betting against Brady versus Stafford.
No.
In fact, getting the ball in under 2.3 seconds, that's where Jimmy kind of got it from. And Jimmy's quick release, he learned a lot of that in dissecting pre-snap and getting rid of the ball early. He learned a lot of that from Tom Brady. But what it does mean, though, is when you do stuff like that, you do have the ability and the capability of making mistakes, because if a team disguises properly and correctly, you can miss. You can miss on what it is you think you see.
Well, and also because you have to help against Nick Bosa, it means you have to chip or do something else. You have to occupy a tight end. Does that mean Gronk is going to be blocking? He's not going to be going downfield. And the way that you beat Tom Brady, at least the proven way, is to provide pressure right up the middle. You push that interior offensive line right into him. 49ers have a very good front defense.
It's true.
It doesn't mean Tom Brady's easy to play. He's going to be an absolute bear to go against. But you got to beat whoever you get there.
Hopster, if Brady loses to Jimmy G next week, he'll commit suicide. I doubt that. I highly, highly doubt that.
I guess that'll be a fun Monday after the NFC Championship game then.
I mean, we'll have a good time. I mean, I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping
Tom Brady will be just fine.
He's got 6 Super Bowls.
Hey, what it might do, because they're talking, he's thinking retirement. If he loses to Jimmy G in the NFC Championship, he'll light a fire under him. He'll have to come back.
He'll come back.
He'll have to come back to prove
to prove that the guy that was behind him in New England isn't better than him.
This would be like Steve beating Joe.
Correct.
Which never happened.
No.
So it would be crazy. I think the NFL would love the storyline, definitely.
Hey, Megan, he will definitely not be happy for Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
Can promise you that. He will not be happy for Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
That is the one thing where I will disagree with you, sweetheart. That is not happening. He will not be happy for Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy G is dog water. All right, Hofster. All right. Brady against Aaron Donald in the Rams D. We'll see. I mean, listen, my buddy is a Bucs fan. My buddy Andrew, I'm going to be in his wedding next October, like 3 weeks before my wedding. Big Bucs fan. So he's been saying this since week 18. He told me, he goes, dude, Niners and Bucs in the NFC Championship game. I'm calling it right now. He has been saying it. If they take care of business tomorrow, it could very well be the case. Drew, you might have called it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, 2 weeks ago, what did I say? I want the Cowboys. I want the Packers. I want the Bucs, and I want the Chiefs.
What you said?
And I said I might regret it, but that's what I want.
Jason, what a surprise! The Tom rumor is weak. It was a guy on Get Up guessing he might. Stunned. I'm stunned that the national media is guessing.
No, he said he talked to a former Brady teammate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it Julian Edelman?
They did not say who the player was. They didn't want to let it go, but somebody had said Tom had there started to be rumors around Tom that he was. I think it still hinges on Tom winning a Super Bowl. I think he wants to go out on top.
I would say that he wants to go out on top.
Yeah.
But if that's truly the case, why not last year?
Yeah, good call.
Why not last year? Was it because it was the COVID year and even he felt?
No, it's because he still felt good enough that he thought he could win another one. They were going to run it back. I mean, they brought everyone back.
Hofster, instead of shaking Jimmy's G hand, he would punch him in the face.
He's probably right.
Here's the sad part. I can actually see that.
Tom Brady would be the ultimate professional in person, 100%.
But in the locker room on the way to the tunnel, he'd run around the other side. Jimmy, I'll be back next year.
Yeah, do they add an extra episode?
Of Men in the Arena? Just for that?
Yeah.
I think they're going to add a second season, to be honest with you. Because they only did 9, and they only covered his time in New England. So I imagine there's going to be a part 2 with him in Tampa. I bet you they'll have a season 2 that's just him deciding where he wants to sign. Yeah. They'll have a third season that's just his time in Tampa Bay.
That poll is still getting votes, by the way. The Bucs are actually winning the poll
55%.
Right now.
167.
Wow.
68, Ant. 168. Cutback crew coming up in a big way. I love it. I absolutely love it. Android user says, Debo and Kittle look fine celebrating after the win. Looks like Trent is the only super big injury concern because of the crutches. I saw the ankle, man. If there had been any pressure coming into him when the ankle rolled, there is a chance we could be talking about something more serious like a knee. It could have been worse because that knee was starting to go a little bit on that roll. Thank God no one was coming up into him. Let's just hope it's a low ankle sprain and not a high ankle sprain. If it's a low ankle sprain, you're in a much better spot with Trent Williams. If it's a high ankle sprain, big question marks.
Did you not enjoy him being in the backfield on the first one where he absolutely destroys someone and they get the first down? I thought that was fun. The only thing that stinks about that is because he reported eligible, the next play he can't be in. I think that's the only thing that sucks. Because then we had Colton McKivitz on the next run play, and they just tried to run behind Colton McKivitz and got like 2 yards.
Very, very true. Yeah. Very true. Dan Stevenson, if we play the Bucs, we have a chance to beat every division winner and every NFC playoff team other than Arizona. And we would beat the Cards if we played them now. Guys, Dan, you are correct. I think just about everyone in the NFL right now has a chance to beat the Arizona Cardinals the way they finished out the year.
Well, no one has to worry about it.
It's true.
Because they're not playing anymore.
Hey, Landon, I will take a fluke.
What's a fluke?
Apparently the Niners winning was a fluke.
You know what they are in the NFC Championship game? They won 2 playoff games. Yeah.
You know what Green Bay didn't do? Win a playoff game.
You know what that is? Non-acceptance. Accept it. It happened. The
49ers won. Yeah, take the L.
If we would have lost, I would have came in here and said the 49ers lost, and I would.
And they deserved it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the conversation we would have been having. The Niners deserved it.
Yeah.
And it's time to start planning for the future. That would have been the conversation.
But it's not, because they got it done when they need to get it done.
Yes, they did, Ant. Yes, they did. You might see Bill Belichick run on the field and hug Jimmy if he beats Tom. That is 100% accurate. Jimmy G lives rent-free in A-Rod's fat head. Now, do you mean Aaron Rodgers or do you mean Alex Rodriguez?
No, he means Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, okay.
But Aaron Rodgers struggles against the 49ers in the playoffs. 0-4 now against the 49ers in the playoffs. There's something to be said about that. That's more than just a trend, because that's different regimes, that's different rosters, and he still can't get it done against his favorite team of all time.
Hey, Madison, did you really just are you serious? You're just just did some more research. After Tom Brady left the Patriots, who was the first team he talked to? San Fran, and they said, no thanks. Did you just realize that?
She's not a 49ers fan, though, right? She's here from somewhere else.
Okay.
She probably just didn't know. I mean, did you see all this stuff on Twitter this week where people were like, did you know the 49ers passed on Aaron Rodgers and took Alex Smith? Hey, East Bay Chris, hey, 7-1 now since cheering for the opposing team. So East Bay Chris, if you don't follow him on Twitter, just do it.
He's the best follow on Twitter right now.
Satire is so great.
And the best part, hey, right? It is like it's like Barry McCorkiner, except it's not obviously Corkiner. It's like him, right? It's just a bunch of shit posting and then getting people to bite. It's absolutely East Bay Chris's.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to how quickly the change comes for the avatar, because he always changes the avatar.
I got something for Landon Blankenship here.
Oh man. Apparently we're the clowns. That's funny.
That's cool.
Okay. All right.
Hey, you know what? The circus is still going.
Circus is still in town, my back.
Yeah, let's go.
Circus is still in town. Oh man, Niners won the Super Bowl. Landon fluke. Jay Elliott, that's a good one. Oh my goodness. Look, Rams matchup would be so much better since SoFi is practically a home game for the Niners. Listen, there's a lot of intriguing things about a Rams 49ers matchup for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
Number one, how well the Niners have played against them, obviously. But number two, the fact that you're that close to SoFi, it's not a big travel, it's not a big change of scenery for you. And the fact that the Super Bowl is also there. I mean, that's not a negative thing if you're San Francisco. That's not a lot of travel time.
Yeah.
You can literally stay in that area afterwards.
You don't have to. You have 2 weeks.
You do have 2 weeks. You could.
I mean, if the Rams beat Tampa Bay, and it's a big if, I mean, that's a big ask, right? Then those two teams never have to leave California through the Super Bowl. Whoever wins has a huge advantage. The 49ers would travel a little over an hour home. And I mean, that is great, right? Travel, everything's easier. You know what you're gonna be expecting. Like it's just different, right? Because you're used to the stadium, you're used to all that stuff. And because Kyle Shanahan and most of this team has already been through going to a Super Bowl, they're more prepared for it. I know the Rams would be prepared for it, and the Bucs would be prepared 100%. For it. But I just think it's something that for the Rams and Niners, that could be a huge advantage over. We don't know who's going to come out of the AFC. It's probably going to be either the Bills or Kansas City, but.
In theory, right, the winner of tomorrow's game in the AFC is the team that has the best odds. Now, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. The Cincinnati Bengals are a problem. They have weapons everywhere. Joe Burrow, while he gets sacked 9 times, also avoids enough sacks to make plays.
Yeah.
And the Tennessee Titans, by the way, did you see the big smoke screen to Jamar Chase, 75 yards that got him the first field goal? Did you see that one?
No, I did not see that.
Okay.
I came into that game maybe like a little bit into the first quarter.
Literally saw the pressure. It was the Dolphins blitz against the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Everyone's sitting 10 yards deep, that matched up man. 8 guys at the line of scrimmage. And I literally look at Megan and I was like, yo, if they don't run a smoke screen out to Jamar Chase right now, they'd be stupid. Just throw it out there. If it makes one guy miss, he's either going 75 yards to the house, or it's a huge play. He catches it, makes one guy miss, goes 60-something yards and puts him in field goal range, and they get their first score of the game. And I was just like, what was that call?
Yeah.
Why would you call that? It doesn't make any sense. David said, who do you two hope wins tomorrow? I think Ant and I are both on the Bucs train. You'd rather play the Bucs just because, number one, you haven't played against them this year. You've played against the Rams twice. There's a lot of things that you feel good about with that Rams team. But with the Bucs, we believe this defense can get it done against anybody. It doesn't matter who you put out there, who you're going up against. And the Bucs are dealing with some injuries. They have some limitations. They have some weaknesses right now. And that secondary for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is not very good.
I actually have concerns about playing both teams.
Correct.
I think that you got number one. I mean, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you got an absolutely beast defensive line. You have good linebackers, and then you have Tom Brady, Gronkowski, Evans on the outside. They're a very good football team. They do have some struggles now with Christian Wirfs being injured. That's something that's going to be a problem. They're also having running back issues. We have Ronald Jones being injured. I know Fournette's back, but what conditioning is he going to be in? How healthy is he going to be? Because that run game was something that was big in their Super Bowl run last time. With the Rams, my main concern is playing the same team for a third time. I think that sometimes it's a little bit tougher, right? You've went through a bunch of schemes. I think the 49ers match up better with the Los Angeles Rams. I think just the key cog in the worry is just playing them the third time. So those are the things I worry about the most. I think both teams are really good. And I think whoever the 49ers have to play, they're going to have to play, a really good football team to win, or a football game to win. I don't know. It's one of those things where I want to see how it comes. I want to see how it turns out, see who wins. And then, I think no matter what, you're going to be playing a tough team. Is it better to stay in LA, where you're probably going to have a bigger fan base, that's there? You're going to have some 49er fans there, less travel, more controlled conditions. Or do you want to travel 3,000 miles across the United States to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady? I think the fan in me wants to see Tom Brady versus Jimmy Garoppolo for the spectacle of it.
Correct.
But I think all other areas point to it's probably better for the Rams.
Correct. I mean, I think the coach in us thinks Rams because scheme-wise, you just match up well with them in terms of things you want to do. The fan and the storyline sort of person in me wants it to be Tom Brady and the Bucs. Because for the sake of Jimmy Garoppolo, if you're able to get over that situation there, it is the proverbial Steve Young monkey off the back for Jimmy Garoppolo, getting over Tom, getting to a Super Bowl, and then if you win one, it's getting the gorilla that's sitting there on your back from having lost in 2019. There's a lot of things that kind of go into that there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And Aditya Kumar, if I said that right, let me know. If I said it wrong, correct me. Who's also the newest member of the Cutback crew, and she subscribed.
Welcome. Yeah, welcome.
Niners-Buck matchup might be similar to this game as a defensive slugfest. Buck missing Godwin Brown, but their defense is amazing against the run. They are. They're really good. And Carlos Esparza, my goodness gracious.
I believe it's just Esparza.
Esparza.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Cutback crew.
Yeah, I used to coach a kid with the same name, so I'm hoping that I got it right.
That's what you're here for, Ant, is to correct me if I miss out on certain things. And Megan, you are also correct. Like the video, Cutback crew. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already, and become the newest subscriber. Join the Cutback crew. Welcome. Tom Brady, Super Bowl killer, elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough. Okay. It could be the case. Could be the case on Holy Fist. Could be. See what happens. That's all you can do. All you can do is grind. That's all you can do. Jimmy G ending everyone's career this playoff, says Aztec MC. I hope so. Hope that's the case. And look at that. Oh, the three new subscribers were Itia, Whitney, Bond, and Carlos. So welcome all three of you to the Cutback crew. Stream Elements a little bit behind on that, but here nonetheless doing their part, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I like what Sean is saying here. If you get to Brady, you can really do some damage. That is something about Tom, right? He's more of a stationary target. So as far as getting after him with the pass rush, you can do a little bit more with your stunts, your TE things. You can move Nick Bosa around a little bit more. You don't have to worry about outside contain as much. Those are areas that are advantages against Tom Brady over Matthew Stafford. Stafford can still move a little bit. But where the advantages stop is Tom freaking Brady can make all the great throws. He can do things that, are sometimes ridiculous. Of course, he has his moments where he struggles, but in the biggest moments, he seems to come through. Where Matthew Stafford, we haven't seen him come through in the biggest moments. So that could be a weakness. When you're talking about a quarterback like Jimmy, who sometimes struggles, especially with the injuries, and can make some mistakes, it might be better to have a Matthew Stafford you're going against who is prone to make mistakes as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's 100% the case. There's a lot of ways to look at this game and kind of break it down and look at it. And there are strengths and weaknesses on both sides. With the injuries to the Bucs, you may have some situations where the Niners can take advantage with those injuries, limited secondary, all of that. However, on the other side of the coin, it is Tom Brady. And with the mistakes that Jimmy has made, having a quarterback like Matthew Stafford on the other side, who's also prone to make those mistakes, kind of even some things out. Listen, at the end of the day, one thing I know is this. A lot of people, after the Niners lost 4 straight, in the 49ers camp, around the league, everywhere, said the Niners are done. Fire Kyle Shanahan, blow this thing up. Yeah, Jimmy's got to go. Trey's got to be the guy. And now is the time to rally back around this team. If you hopped off the train, hop back on. Hop back on with this team and enjoy this ride. Because regardless of what this is going to be one of those things where you're going to see some 49ers right now playing for this team who have been a big part of the last couple runs, who this may be the last time they're playing in San Francisco. So enjoy it while you can. Enjoy what this team is putting together and doing right now. You got a coach, a young coach. You got a GM who's been hitting. The Giants effed up and dropped the ball, not signing Adam Peters. So you're hoping no one else figures it out, right? And as long as that happens, you're going to keep him as well, and hopefully have another stellar draft yet again in the 2022 draft. Excuse me. This is great. This is a great time to be a 49ers fan. It truly, truly is.
Yeah, and did you see what Randy said?
I missed it.
Rennie said, let's go Niners. Super Bowl bound. The Niners keep up. The great job, guys. Stay safe.
Hey, you as well.
Thanks, Randy. Appreciate it.
You as well.
Yeah.
Sean, hopefully we heal up and are 100% by the time our game comes. I 100% agree. Did Stafford play well against the Cardinals? Played well enough. And their defense,
and that's the key, right? I mean, he played good. He played good.
Yes.
But I mean, we're talking about Tom freaking Brady. You know what I mean? In comparison, wise, just like, yeah, I'd rather have Stafford against Tom Brady. I think everyone's okay with that.
It's true.
I mean, it doesn't mean Stafford won't prove us wrong. He definitely can. He's got tremendous arm talent. I mean, he's capable. He's great.
Every team that's left is capable. I mean, when you went into the playoffs, it felt like every team could win it. I can tell you right now, every team that's left is capable of winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Every team has strengths. Every team has an X factor. Every team has that guy or a couple of guys or playmakers who could shift the momentum of a football game at any point in time. No one is safe. This is one of those years in the NFL where it feels like any team could walk away with this thing, and I think that's what makes it so dramatic and tantalizing. This whole playoff run.
Well, it makes it dramatic. It's the 49ers.
That's also the way
for me, it's nuts. So I know we're getting some great comments. Brad Jones said, never hopped off the train because you boys and this group. Thank you so much. And yeah, the TCC's been sticking with us the whole time, and a lot of them have been positive energy the whole time. We definitely couldn't have stayed positive the whole time without the TCC.
No.
But they've been riding along with us, and I'm glad everyone else is riding too. 49ers, have a crazy big win against the Green Bay Packers, and I'm looking forward to see who they play in the NFC Championship game. It's going to be exciting, Alex, and I can't wait to see who the matchup's going to be. Is it going to be Tom? Is it going to be Jimmy versus Tom? Is that what is the four-letter network? That's what the four-letter network right now is going. Give us Tom. Give us Tom. And I think that would be a crazy storyline. But in the long run, is it better just to have Shanahan versus McVay for the third time?
It might be. We're going to find out what happens going forward. Lou said, Alex, Ant, thank you for holding this place together all year. Your whole crew, number one. Time for beer and a sedative.
There you go.
There we go.
Well done, Lou.
Be careful, Lou. Be careful. But you're not wrong. And listen, Lou, I appreciate you saying that. We really do. I mean, it's absolutely humbling thing for you to say to us. But at the end of the day, we're able to keep doing what we're doing because of you all right here. All 117 of you watching right now, the 200 plus that have voted in the poll, and 213 is what it's at now. The 3,300 playbacks so far on this stream.
Yeah.
We've been live for an hour, 3,300 different times. People have tuned in, whether it was for 20 seconds, whether it was to come in and tell us that we're wrong and the Niners are going to lose next week, no matter what it is. Everyone who's tuning in, supporting this channel, supporting the Cutback crew, whether it's just liking the video, subscribing, whether it's joining over on Patreon, getting stuff from the merch shop to rep the 49ers, just being a channel member here on YouTube. We cannot thank you enough. You guys give us that extra bit of juice to keep this thing rolling and to keep doing things the way that we've been doing things, which seems to be working because you all love it, you're enjoying it, and the team, Ant, is thriving at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm loving the Brad Jones said, did you guys see Robbie hold his helmet up to the heater near the end to keep his beautiful head of his warm? Yeah, I mean, he got no hair, he needs help. And then Actual Phantom says, we're at home if we play in LA though. You ain't wrong.
You ain't wrong, Actual Phantom.
You ain't wrong. The 49ers, and a lot of it has to go with, the 49ers fans, the faithful travel in a big way. But let's give some props also to John Chapman, and the road trip, the Rush road trip. They did a great job of all showing up. Eric Crocker, Wayne Breezy, all those guys showed up out there. It was a good time for all them. So well done.
Hey, you love it. I love watching them take over these places, putting this stuff together, being able to go on the road, celebrate with the fans. And
you know who I kind of feel sorry for this week too?
Who?
All the 49ers personalities that went ahead and picked the Packers.
Wait, we have those?
Oh yeah. Well, Tim Kawakami, who writes also for the newspaper, I don't remember exactly which one he writes for. Maybe The Athletic. I don't know. He picked the Packers to win. Brian Peacock from Locked On 49ers, he also picked Green Bay to win. I'm going to go ahead and give Kawakami, or not Kawakami, but Brian Peacock a little bit of an out. He has the COVID right now, so maybe he just wasn't thinking right.
Maybe.
A little bit delirious. Crocker, though, takes the Niners.
Attaboy.
Well done.
Crocker, good job, Croc.
Yeah, another local guy, someone that we grew up, you literally went to the same high school with Crocker.
Literally went to the same high school with him. Not anywhere near the same time.
No.
But same high school.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
Yeah, I played against his brother, actually.
You did?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, his brother was really good.
He was.
Really good.
Phenomenally good.
Yeah.
Yeah. JX Hank stopped by to listen. Welcome, my guy.
Whoa, welcome JS Hank.
J1 Powell, good job, 49ers. Agreed.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Will you guys go to the Super Bowl when the Niners make it to SoFi from Megan?
You gonna pay for me to go, Megan?
Megan, are we not getting married October 23rd, 2022?
I know, right?
Is this not happening?
Am
I taking my life savings and buying two tickets?
If Megan's willing to sell a kidney, I'm willing to go on her behest. So
you know the best part is Megan just asked that question. You know what Megan also did, Ant, at the start of the stream? She looked up ticket prices right now for the Super Bowl. $7,000 for nosebleed seats.
I told you it was ridiculous, man. When you brought it up, I told you it was ridiculous. It's a corporate event. Super Bowl's a corporate event.
100%.
Yeah.
Hobster, Cowboys are pathetic. No comment. No comment. K Murph 311. If the O-line can give Jimmy G some time in the pocket and avoid him getting sacked, the Niners will be in the Super Bowl regardless of the adversity.
You know what? The offensive line did have some struggles. Tom Compton was struggling with Rashawn Gary.
Mm-hmm.
They were getting home with 3.
I don't necessarily blame, other than the first drive trip that Lincoln Tomlinson had where he trips over Trent Williams.
Yeah, where he goes down.
I thought he played fine. Alex Mack had some moments tonight where he looked a little off.
The one block that they pointed out, Alex Mack was holding ground. Somebody else was supposed to come get him and didn't get there.
Yeah.
That was not an Alex Mack issue.
I thought it was Brunskill. I thought Brunskill got up to second level for some reason.
That is another concern though, right? Against Tampa Bay. Is Tampa Bay's interior defensive line is so good with Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah.
That is a concern for the 49ers because that is the weakness of the team. Against somebody like the Rams, for some reason, Brunskill is the Donald stopper. So
he truly is.
Yeah.
I mean, he truly was. And K Murph 311, he just asked a great question. Also, Ant, newest member of the Cutback Crew, newest subscriber.
Welcome.
So welcome, my guy. Jordan Nava, I was talking so much S about y'all, and now I have to shut the F up. It would be crazy if y'all lost last week because of Jimmy G. It would have been, but it didn't happen. But Jordan, thank you.
Welcome,
thank you for acknowledging that and saying that. Look, at the end of the day, you should have been confident with your football team.
Yeah.
Just like we should have been confident with ours. Every team in the playoffs, I mean, when you make the playoffs, number one, you make it for a reason, unless you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ant, and you just kind of somehow found yourself there, right? You're like the old guy who's dealing with the Alzheimer's, who just kind of like shows up places like, how did I get here? I don't know what happened. Other than Pittsburgh, everyone else pretty much deserved to be in the playoffs. Everyone did what they needed to do and earned it. And now what you have left is the best of the best. And you're going to maybe not always put your best stuff out there, but you're going to get good performances. The Packers defense, in theory, did enough today. Your special teams let you down in a big way. And the 49ers defense did just a little bit more than the Packers defense. And that ends up being the difference.
And before we answer Gixer, Bay Raised 9 or 12 says, oh yeah, baby, great win. Who do you prefer playing, Rams or Bucks? We actually have a poll going, so hop up there and vote on the poll.
Correct.
And see what everyone's thinking. Bay Raised Niner, and then we'll kind of chime in along the way. But Gixer says, where do you think Aaron will go? Alex is still calling for San Francisco.
San Francisco. If you're Aaron Rodgers, how sick of you are losing? How sick of it are you losing to the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs?
The question is Green Bay going to allow that to happen? They still have control of Aaron Rodgers for one more season. Of course, you could threaten retirement. They could just sit on it and be like, we know you're not going to retire. And the thing is, right, Devontae Adams is also going to be free agent. I know they want to play together. It's an interesting thing. I don't know. I mean, that's definitely something we're going to get into the offseason. I don't know for sure where we're going to see Aaron Rodgers next year. I want to see how the landscape plays out because I want to see who gets hired at some of these teams like Miami, Las Vegas, potentially are places that he could land, especially Las Vegas. So we'll see what happens.
Agreed. And Dave Summers, welcome to the Cutback Crew. My God, thank you for subscribing. We appreciate that.
Yeah, big time.
In a big way. It'll be interesting. I still think, ideally, I think he wants to be here. The question will just be, is LaFleur going to allow that to happen? Because someone in the Cutback Crew, as Hefeshian said, LaFleur's seat is so hot now. I don't believe that's the case. I don't think his seat's hot. The team's been playing really well. You're just missing some things. And I think your defense showed you something today that is a lot better and is a really good thing for Green Bay going forward.
Well, LaFleur also 2019 NFC Championship game, 2020 NFC Championship game, and then divisional round. This I don't think he's in hot water. He's won like 13-3 every season, right? I guess in this case, was it 13-4, 14-3?
I mean, let's be real. It should have been 14-3, but you had nothing to play for in Week 18 against the Lions.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, this is going to be interesting for sure.
Oh, that's for sure.
Where Aaron ends up.
It's going to be interesting. And I don't think it's set in stone. I really don't. I think there's a lot of places you could end up. Aaron should go to Hollywood because he acts like a quarterback.
I think in a perfect world he would have, but they already got Matthew Stafford.
Yeah. Yeah, and you gave up a lot of capital to make that happen. And I don't think you have the capital to keep making that happen is the problem.
Yeah.
If Jimmy wins the Super Bowl, do you think the 49ers are still going to give him away? J1, that is an incredible question. That is extremely, extremely hard to answer. As a fan of the 49ers and someone who appreciates what Jimmy G has done since he's been here, since he came here in 2017, he's won football games, had a lot of success. What is it?
Look what it says.
Oh, my goodness gracious me. Well,
sorry.
You are going to be gone and gone forever, and I am so sorry about that, folks. Unfortunately, we got dumb people doing dumb things.
Yeah, exactly.
My goodness gracious. Cutback crew. My apologies about that. Listen, at the end of the day, Jimmy G, that whole situation there, and it's just going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. How can you justify it if you get to a Super Bowl and win with Jimmy Garoppolo? I think the only way you can justify it is if number one, you feel like Trey Lance is ready to be the guy who can get you there, and number two, and most importantly, if you think there's a better option out there. Is Aaron Rodgers the answer? Can you find a way to get him in? If you get him here, he wants to play with Devontae Adams. Can you find a way to get Devontae Adams here as well and under contract? There's a lot of questions there.
I think the easiest way to look at it is Jimmy Garoppolo will not be in San Francisco unless he wins the Super Bowl. That is his only opportunity, and even then, we'll see what happens. But I've been saying that since the beginning of the year that a Jimmy Garoppolo Super Bowl run and win would be a way for him to secure a future in San Francisco for at least one more year as they try to run it back, redo it again, bring all the players back, and just go for another shot at it, back to back. But I without that happening, without a Super Bowl win, I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo will be the quarterback in 2022. I think it'll be Trey Lance. However, there's always the outside chance that Kyle could decide that, hey, we need to roll with Aaron Rodgers for 1 year and see what happens. We'll see. But I think right now Jimmy Garoppolo he doesn't want the season to end. The players are playing like they don't want the season to end, so he has a chance to win a Super Bowl. And if that happens, we're going to have a lot of interesting questions moving forward.
Correct. A lot of very interesting questions going forward. Let's see. Can we give a shout out? Shout out to our USC California boy for picking up that blocked punt for a TD. That Hufanga did a great job. Put himself in the right spot.
Yep.
We said this. This was a guy who, at the beginning of the year, what did he say? He wanted to make a Pro Bowl on special teams.
Yeah.
He's had a big role on special teams all season long. He's played an even bigger role not an even bigger role, but played a very big role in the secondary, which not a lot of people expected, including myself, Ant. Talanoa Hufanga's development has been absolutely phenomenal. He has been way ahead of the curve all season long. And look, at the end of the day, what a big play by him in that moment. What an even bigger play by Jordan Willis playing through the injured ankle. I mean, just this guy is this. Talk about what a 7th round pick we gave up there. What an absolute gem of a 7th round pick you gave up there to make that happen.
Jordan Hicks is one to shout out. What's up, Jordan?
Jordan,
I'll
how
shout
you doing,
you out.
guy?
Yeah. Why not?
Shut you out.
I mean, you've been leaving a lot of great comments. Good job.
Wonderful, boys. Wonderful, Jordan. You're killing it. Rodgers is a selfish player, not minor material. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is he may be selfish, but will he take on the personality of the head coach and of the team itself?
Maybe.
I think the players would love for Jimmy to come back and Jimmy to be the quarterback. I think that's what they want. They want to win a championship and they want Jimmy to be the guy. So we're going to see the 2 games. If they win the next 2 games and they are Super Bowl champions, it's going to be really hard for the 49ers to not bring Jimmy Garoppolo back. I think because of that locker room. There's something to be said about the way Richard Sherman is still talking up Jimmy Garoppolo. I think Jimmy is a guy that is loved by his teammates, and when you're loved by your teammates play a little bit different for you. But I honestly don't know what's going to happen now. We put it out there way before that. Hey, this is it. Jimmy wins the Super Bowl, he can stay. Before it seemed like an outside chance, now it seems like a possibility. We'll see.
Jordan, I will not tell Dallas fans that you just said that. I will not tell any Dallas fans that you just said that. I'm a Dallas fan, but I'm starting to fall for the Niners a little bit.
I like that. Yeah.
I like that as well, but we won't throw you.
No, it'll be our secret.
It's our secret.
Yeah.
Right here on the 49ers Cutback. Jimmy till Trey's ready says GFY. Look, we've been kind of hinting at that. We said that early in the season, right? That we felt like this was Jimmy Garoppolo's team until Trey was ready, and barring Kyle Shanahan wanting to sort of just put Jimmy Garoppolo in a position, right, where he could, well, not put Jimmy Garoppolo in a position, but use Trey and Jimmy on the field at the same time and kind of do the Shannon plan like we talked about earlier in the year. And then it became very apparent they can't do it.
Yeah,
they just couldn't do it. The way teams were playing, the differences in terms of the defense, the fronts, the things you were looking at, it was just hard. It was just really hard on Kyle. It was really hard on the offense. And they decided right now, until Trey is ready, there's no reason to really get him on the field unless you absolutely need to. Fourth and ridiculously short situations where you're in the goal line, you need a yard, and you can throw a weird package out there and maybe catch him off guard. That was about it.
Yeah, I mean, the only time you'll see, I think, Trey again is a further injury of Jimmy Garoppolo where he can't play anymore. Or the Super Bowl, because when you get into the Super Bowl, it's all hands on deck. It's you're pulling out wild things. You saw the little spin moves by the Kansas City Chiefs, where they're running the old single wing, the old Notre Dame type stuff when they had Newt Rockne and all that. So I mean, anything is on the table at that point. Mike Shanahan was famous for his play calling in Super Bowls, and I think that Kyle Shanahan will be pulling out all the stops to make sure he wins this one because he knows how hard it is to get there. So if they can get to one, and they have to get to one. They have to get to one. You have to win in the NFC Championship game. I don't want to get ahead of the game, but I'm just saying that would be the time when I would think we may see Trey for a play or two.
You might. You might. What a tank Nick Bosa wore shorts to the game today. I mean, look, Davey says 64 says, is Trey really looking that good to be that guy? He's improved a lot. I mean, since our very first practice where we saw Trey Lance to what we saw against the Texans in the second half, he looks like a different quarterback.
He's improved a lot, but I mean, the thing is
he's still got a.
If they won the Super Bowl, they could definitely sit on him for one more season.
100%.
They definitely could. He's a great deep throw of the ball. It's all about executing the playbook. And I got to give a shout out to Lou here because he said, "Boy, do I miss McGlinchey." And just last week, right, Alex? The conversation was, do we even need McGlinchey? Should McGlinchey go? Tom Compton's that guy. And then Tom Compton has one of these games, and it's like, you know what? Even though McGlinchey had his moments, you got to think McGlinchey can anchor down a little bit better than Tom Compton. And I don't want to slander Tom Compton because he's played great, very good.
Played great.
We know these are bad situations for the 49ers. Anytime we have to get into a straight kick slide and a straight drop back situation, that's not going to be good for any offensive lineman that's not named Trent Williams. That's
Agreed.
just not, because he's the best in the world. Everybody else is going to struggle. They have to get the run game going. They have to be moving forward. When they do, Jimmy's going to get more time. They're not going to be able just to come after him. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping a lot of the offensive efficiency struggles was due to the cold and due to the weather conditions in Green Bay.
Yeah, absolutely. It. Bay Rays Niner. If Jimmy wins Super Bowl, do you still want to trade him? Have to get some draft capital. Look, his draft capital is really high right now.
It is, and the thing is, right, is a win in the NFC Championship game and even a Super Bowl, right? The amount of that somebody's going to give up for him. It could be outrageous. I mean, you could get a first-round pick. You could probably get your first-round pick back from Miami. And now all the people talking about how much the trade for Trey Lance, how much you gave up, that pick is getting better and better, right? Miami's all the way. What is it going to be, like 28th at worst now?
At worst.
So it could. I mean, one win away from it being a 31 or 32, a Super Bowl victory makes it basically a second-round pick. That is fantastic for the 49ers. So that's the thing. With the better you play, the better that trade appears to be.
Sure.
So yeah, did they give it up? Yes, they did. But it looks like they're looking pretty good, Alex. I mean, I'm not hating on them too much. We got some games to win and some decisions to be made. But we're not in the offseason yet. I'm excited about all this week, getting to talk about Niners versus either the Bucks or the Rams. Either way, it's going to be exciting.
Agreed with you there. Too many stars on this team to pay Jimmy next year. You are correct. There is a lot of people you need to re-sign. What you're forgetting, Genesis. I'm assuming that's how that's supposed to be.
Sorry if we got it wrong.
Sorry, I apologize if I messed that up. But what you're forgetting is the fact that he's in the last year of his contract. The Niners can extend him, take the money that he's owed this year, push it out over a few other years, give him a trade clause in which he gets to decide where he goes in the future once the Niners are ready to move to Trey Lance. There's a lot of things the Niners can do to free up the money, free up a hefty chunk of Jimmy Garoppolo's salary next year in order to, number one, if you wanted to keep him here. But number two, for you to be able to do that and then be able to pay all the people that you need to pay.
Yeah, you could definitely, backload it. You could put some voidable years on it as well. There's ways. I mean, you got Parag Maratha. He can definitely work this thing out. But none of that matters if they don't win in the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl.
Correct. You got to win in the NFC Championship game.
It doesn't matter. If they
first.
lose in the NFC Championship game, you wonder if it's Jimmy to come back next year. I don't think it is.
I don't think so either. There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot of moving parts still with the 49ers, and we'll see. We can now get rid of Norman, says GFY. Davey says we need cornerbacks in this draft or free agency. How? Number one, draft them.
Have you listened to Matt Maiocco lately?
What has he said? Matt
Maiocco was talking about the way that Ambry Thomas has emerged. The 49ers really do believe they possibly have a starter there opposite of Emmanuel Mosley. They have Mosley under contract next year. And then the belief that they're going to bring back Jason Verrett next year.
I think they are too.
And have him compete on a veteran minimum contract and have him compete with Ambry Thomas and Emmanuel Mosley for a starting spot.
Yes.
I mean, if that was to happen, right, you would think your cornerback room would be pretty solid. You're going to have to make a decision on K'Wan Williams. But in theory, you could play Jason Verrett in the slot. Jason Verrett can play any single DB spot.
The only question will be, will Jason Verrett have the same impact in the slot in terms of the run fits, blitzing off the edge the way K1 does?
Yes, more.
Okay.
He's faster.
Agreed.
I've seen this guy hit in person.
Davey, no one is missing Buckner right now, other than you.
No, I mean,
I miss certain things about Buckner. I love Buck too.
I love Buck. I like the little sweep celebration.
I love it, but we got to be able to move on at some point. We got to, and I'm sorry, the way Eric Armstead and DJ Jones are playing on the inside right now. I mean, if there was ever a time for 49ers fans to be able to move on from the DeForest Buckner trade, it's right now.
Well, where we miss Buckner is in
pass rush. 100%.
Arden Key has helped out a lot with that. Samson Ebicom has helped out a lot with that. What do we talk about? They're going to have to double Bosa. At times, double Armstead. They're going to free up Armstead and Samson Ebicom and Arden Key. And they did. They singled them up. And when they did, Samson Ebicom got the big sack. So I think that, that the way that they're using the defensive line, I think they know what talent they need to go get. That Samson Ebicom under contract for another year. Arden Key is going to be someone they're going to have to bring back.
So here's the question I have for Bay Ray's Niner. A couple of people have said this now. I've seen it, and Bay Ray just said, I think we should trade for a pro corner, like a Pro Bowl type corner. Here's the only thing. A Pro Bowl type corner is going to cost money. This team is built on the pass rush and the front seven. Yeah. Defensively, built with the weapons on offense that you have. You have a young quarterback in Trey Lance that you're hoping is going to be a guy who's in the next couple of years here is going to blow up on the scene. Right now, you have Jimmy, who next year you can either move off of his money or restructure his contract so it's less of a hit. Do you really want to pay a Pro Bowl corner to come in for 4 or 5 years?
The 49ers will never pay a Pro Bowl corner.
I agree with you.
Unless Jason Verrett would have played really great this year.
Correct.
I think they would have paid him.
Maybe.
But they're not going to, because Emmanuel Mosley was an undrafted guy, and they developed him into what he is. Ambry Thomas, they drafted, and they've developed him into what he is. He's already playing a lot better. I think they believe that that's the way to handle that. They're going to put their money into the defensive line. They're going to continue to take chances on the outside, and I think they held up pretty good, right? Allen Lazard had 1 catch. He had 1 catch on Greenlaw in a zone coverage scheme. Besides Devontae Adams, who's the best wide receiver route running in the league, and I don't think it's close.
No.
Besides him making plays, they really didn't have much. And I'm not going to talk about the Aaron Jones busted coverage, whatever. That wasn't on a corner. That's on, it's just on them having some miscommunication. But I just didn't see it, right? I haven't seen it over the last few weeks that they've really done a good job of helping them out. And that's all because of the front seven. You can keep paying that front seven. They can win in the run fits, and you can keep a 2-deep safety look, which ends up being Aaron Rodgers' kryptonite most of the time.
It's true. Candy Art Collectibles, I went from barely functioning on 2 hours of sleep to not being able to sleep. Welcome.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what was wicked. Last night I tried to take a nap, and I was running through the plays in my head. Oh, Kyle's going to go through this. Kyle's going to do this, offense and defense. And it was Niners versus Packers. What a great 20-minute thing that was, trying to go to sleep.
I can imagine it.
Yeah.
I can imagine that was...
And you know what? None of it happened. Absolutely none of it happened. Yeah.
None of it.
Thanks a lot. Dropped by George Kittle.
You gotta believe, man, that would have changed so much, bro. Yeah. It would have changed so much.
Well, it would have, because it would have been 7-7. That was a huge play.
Jay Jones, this is a big yikes. If Jimmy G wins next week, Trey Lance has to go. No, Trey Lance Trey Lance is now afforded the opportunity to sit even longer potentially.
Yeah, he's cheap.
And continue to learn.
He's cheap, and you have him for 5 years, 4 years and after this. He's definitely not going to go.
And he's a way better option than any backup quarterback you could possibly bring in.
And I've been corrected. It wasn't 20 minutes, apparently. It was 5 minutes. That's what Jess told me. It was 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Jess, Thank you for that.
Yeah. Sorry, I felt like 20. Apparently it was 5. There you go.
Who counted Jimmy and not Niners out? A lot of people did, Jerry. A lot of people. None of those people are here right now.
No.
You're not looking at them, so you're welcome.
I mean, a lot of people during the year kept telling us that the 49ers could not make the playoffs. There was no chance that they were close to the ledge or off the ledge already. And I kept saying, why? Right? The middle of the road of the NFC is just why. All the 49ers needed to do was get in. I mean, in fact, believe at one point I even said they just have to be the best of the mediocre. That was kind of our feeling at the time. Is like, dude, they just have to get into the playoffs, and then you never know what happens. And not only did they get in the playoffs, but I believe they've won, 9 of 11 games or something like that? Something ridiculous. They're a good football team.
Words of Wisdom says we need Ambry Thomas back next week or we are toast.
I do think we need Ambry Thomas back. I don't know if it means we're toast.
It makes it, I think things get a lot harder if you don't have Ambry Thomas on the football field.
I agree 1,000%. Yeah,
yep.
I agree.
Megan, Jay says, Megan, come on. Jimmy G has earned that spot. They bag on Jimmy for that throw, but the guy is playing injured. He is playing injured, but Jay, no excuses. You got to go out and execute and perform. Jimmy looked like he was performing early. Niners dropped some balls and
they didn't help Jimmy.
They did not help Jimmy at all. Unfortunately, Jimmy makes a kind of an errant throw. He leaves it short for George Kittle.
Do you think it's okay? I have 2 things for you, and I want to know what George thinks about this.
Correct.
Do we think he expected George to work back towards the football?
100,000% yes.
Yeah.
George thought Jimmy was going to try and put the ball in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And Jimmy thought George is going to work back and put us at 1st and goal at the 1.
Yeah.
It's a miscommunication. It's an errant throw because it's a miscommunication.
Yeah, I think he
not because it was a bad. It ends up being a bad throw because of the outcome. It's just 2 guys not being on the same page.
Second part of that, with the sprained shoulder and the thumb.
Correct.
Maybe Jimmy doesn't have the juice that he had before.
Get it over the top. And
George is used to Jimmy having that juice to get that ball in there, and he can't get it done with that. So I think there's a couple of things there. I thought what scared me more was the balls he was throwing in the flat that could have been picked. Where he's kind of under pressure and he's just kind of whipping it out there. Those were more concerning.
What was Green Bay doing at this time? I mean, I don't know.
Putting a ton of pressure on him.
Yeah, but I mean, what is?
You mean as far as not making the interception?
Yeah.
I don't think that was the focus. I think the focus was don't let these guys catch the ball and run after the catch because that's what the Niners do well. So that's what they're most worried about. I think Jimmy had his moments where he threw some great passes. The one to Juwan Jennings was great. The one to George Kittle was great. Actually, 2 to George Kittle. The one that was on the sideline is a ridiculous catch. He puts George Kittle in a spot where only George Kittle can catch the ball. Those were great moments. I thought he had bad moments. He had great moments. But it's kind of the ups and downs of football. And I don't know what his limitations are. And I don't know if these players are comfortable yet playing within his limitations. So maybe next time George will know and he'll work back towards the football.
Yeah. I think everyone just it's one of those things, right? Where Jimmy's not going to make any excuses. Kittle's not going to make any excuses. This team has to improve. They're going to continue trying to improve. But here's the thing. You struggle in certain areas. You're elevating in other areas. And that's what teams that need to win football games do. The message has been from this team, whatever it takes. And right now, they're doing whatever it takes. Yeah. And people can feel whatever way you want. You can feel embarrassed by the throw, Davey. You can feel like Jimmy G has earned the spot. You can feel on whatever side of the spectrum that you want. At the end of the day, as 49ers fans, there's one thing that matters right now. Your team is still in the hunt. Your team is going to the NFC Championship game. Your team has showed it can win by scoring a lot of points and your defense getting enough stops late. Your team has shown they can come back from 17 points down and win football games. Your team has shown that they can, in big moments and big situations, just run the football and run teams into submission. And your team has now proven that if your offense doesn't show up in a big game, in a big moment, in a big situation, your defense and your special teams can find it within them to do enough to win a football game. The Niners have almost won a game in every conceivable way that you can think now this season. They're on this mindset and the mentality of whatever it takes. I'm all for it. It's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be perfect. But at the end of the day, as long as it's enough to win, that's all I care about right now.
Well, the good news is it doesn't have to be perfect because this defense is playing at an all-time high. They held the number 1 offense in the league in the Dallas Cowboys to 16 points. And then now they turn around and hold, Green Bay, who's one of the most efficient teams in the NFL, to 10. That is dominant football. That's defense that wins championships. This is the whole thing, right? Is we had this with Harbaugh. That defense was legit. We had Dante Whitner and all those guys, Justin Smith, Alden Smith. That defense was awesome. And you know what happened? They couldn't get out of their own way on special teams.
Accurate.
But you know what this team did? They got out of their way. Not only did they get out of the way, they made a play.
Yep.
And they made a couple of plays. And that's the thing is it's complementary football. And when you have a defense that's this good, you just can't mess it up. Just don't screw it up. Put this defense in good situations. Try to keep them off the field with a good running game, and you're going to have a chance to win. And I think that's what Jimmy's going to be tasked with. And when he doesn't deal with the conditions that he was in, let's see how he does. I mean, I'm gonna judge him on this performance. I think he had great throws. He had some that struggled. He was under duress all night long. I think those are all accurate. And let's see what he does next week, whether it's Tampa Bay or the Rams. He's gonna have to go win, and I think he's gonna be judged on the win or loss. And I know it shouldn't be a stat, right? Quarterback win shouldn't be a stat, but by God, he's the captain of the team, and so it becomes a stat. And that's what it is. And in the end of the day, I don't care if Jimmy doesn't throw another touchdown for the entire season. If the 49ers win the Super Bowl, I'm okay with it.
I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll figure out the offseason in the offseason. We'll figure out who's supposed to be quarterback then. But right now, I just want them to win a Super Bowl. And I think everyone in that locker room, it feels the same way.
I can promise you this. If you asked Jimmy Garoppolo if he cared, if he was going to win a Super Bowl, if he threw a touchdown the rest of the playoffs, I don't think he would care, Ant. I think he would love to as a quarterback. You always want to play your best and have the ball in your hands and make the plays. But here's the thing. Here's the reality. At the end of the day, Jimmy did a lot of things middle of the season, late in the season to put the 49ers in position to be where they're at right now.
Yeah. I mean,
and you just want to win.
Well, they all did, right? Every player has had a moment. Somebody has stepped up in each game, whether it's Jaquiski Tartt or, it's Jimmy Ward having the interception against the Rams or, it's the 49ers coming back from something. Everyone's had a moment. That's what it's about. It's about 53 guys stepping up and making a play when you have to make it. And that's what it's about. It's about being the best team. It's not about having the greatest performances. It's about, when it comes down to it, doing enough to win. And I do like what Jay was saying there.
Jay Hanks said it. Yeah. They are here because you win as a team.
Yeah, exactly.
You win as a team.
That is exactly right. And I think that there's been a lot of great comments. And Jay Jones also, backing up, said, man, I shouldn't have said trade. Maybe keep developing him. That's where we're at with it.
He said, I think he says maybe the trade was a bit much. You can probably develop him. I think for a lot of people, it's how much you gave up to go up for Trey Lance. Well, here's the thing. At this point, you gave up your first round pick. You didn't give up your first round pick. You swapped first round picks is what you did. You moved up, and you basically gave up a second round pick this year.
Well, you gave up pick 28 as of right now.
As of right now, it's at least pick 28.
Yeah, it's 28 because they didn't win the division. So it's 28. With one more win, it goes into the 30s.
Is it 29, 30, 31, 32? Pick 29.
Pick 29. There
pick 29 at the bare minimum.
At the bare minimum. I mean, it's pick 29. So it's getting really close to being value-wise a second round pick. That is a good situation for the Niners. So the trade gets better with every single win.
Correct. And if you do it again next year, it's even better again because it's a second round pick again.
It is. And that's the thing, right? If you decide to run it back and your team does make a nice playoff run, you're talking about 2 picks, in the 30s, maybe the 20s?
20s or the 30s. You gave up 2 picks in the 20s or the 30s.
And got maybe the heir apparent.
The heir apparent, but you know what you for sure got right now, Ant?
Yeah.
You got yourself a better backup quarterback than Nick Mullins or CJ Beathard. I mean, that's the reality, right? Can we all at least listen, whether or not you're on the trade train or not? I mean, listen, and we're on the 49ers train, which that includes Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance.
Yeah.
We've been on the 49ers train.
I do want to declare this, Alex. I'm a 49ers stan.
Oh, okay. So we're not Jimmy stans, we're 49ers stans?
I'm not Jimmy stan. I'm not a Trey stan. I'm a 49ers stan.
I agreed with you on that. Yeah. We are definitely homers. That is 100% accurate. You can't argue it. We won't argue with you on it. But you can't argue that the move for Trey Lance, whether you wanted him to start, whether you think the Niners did Jimmy Garoppolo dirty, regardless, they did it because if something happens to Jimmy, you can't put Pick Mullins or CJ Beathard out on the football field again. You can't do that to this team. This team is too talented. You got to give yourself at least a chance. Trey Lance at least gives them a chance. Jimmy Garoppolo right now gives them the best chance.
Yeah, that's it. And Kyle wouldn't play Jimmy Garoppolo if he didn't give him the best chance to win.
Correct.
That's something we've been saying for the whole year. And Kyle's, he's had a lot of criticism throughout the year, but he stuck true to what he believed in. He stuck true to his guys. And you know what? Now the 49ers are sitting in the NFC Championship game. They're one game away from getting to the ultimate goal was getting back to the Super Bowl and rewriting the wrongs of 2019 where they walked away without a win. So I think that, this is the thing. He's pulling the right strings. He's putting the guys in the right positions to be successful. He's expanded the role of Deebo Samuel. And the method is true. Deebo Samuel carries the ball more than 6 times, and you have a chance to win. And that is happening in all these games in the playoffs.
Very accurate, my guy. Very, very accurate indeed. Ditto to the Niners stands. Hey,
Yeah,
there we
you
go. There we go. Listen, at the end of the day, this is just what a great day for 49ers fans.
Oh, yeah.
What a great day for this team. Joseph just said it. 49ers are a great football team. You know who else said that? Ryan Clark said that as well on Get Up last week.
He did.
It's time to stop talking about the 49ers are a bad matchup. It's time to start talking about the Niners are a nightmare. It's time to stop talking about how the Niners, nobody wants to see the 49ers. The reason why all of those things are true is because they're a great football team.
They are.
They're just a great football team. They had their struggles. They've overcome them. I loved pregame. I was cracking up pregame hearing Aaron Andrews talking about the adversity that the Green Bay Packers had to overcome this year after the week 1 loss to the Saints. Yo, that was one loss in week 1. You went 13-4, and one of those losses you intentionally took to try and make your players healthy. You did not face the same kind of adversity that the San Francisco 49ers faced this year. It's not the same.
Yeah.
The adversity this team faced early in the season, Ant, has gotten to them to this point right now. We're able to win however you need to win. No one's pointing fingers. It's all about picking up the guy next to you and getting the job done. And they got it done today, and we're hoping they're going to get it done in the NFC Championship game.
We are, and I told you why. Selfishly, I wanted an America's game about this 49ers team.
You did.
I want all the stories.
You did.
The stuff in the locker room with Trey and Jimmy, the team rallying together, them going through the losing streak, battling back, the story about the Rams game. I want it all. And the only way I get that is if they win a Super Bowl. So they got to do it for me just so I can get an America's game. And I think that, the Niners are on the right track, though, and they're playing well. They're playing the best football at the right time. And we say the best football, and it's only the best football of the season. It's not their best football. The 49ers have yet to put together a complete game, and I'm hoping that they do it over the next 2 weeks. Put together a complete game against whoever they play in the NFC Championship game, which we know is going to be tough. And then if they can get to the Super Bowl, put together a complete game and bring home number 6. But you know what? All we wanted to do was be in the dance, right? We just wanted to be talking about it. We just wanted to be the Niners to have an opportunity, and they're here now. And that's the thing. And this game was exciting. This game was exhilarating. This game almost gave me a heart attack.
Yeah, it did, man.
Yeah, but you know what? We get to do it all over again next week, Alex. So,
True.
Go ahead and do a little bit of extra cardio this week. Make sure your heart is in full health. Watch the calorie intake because it could be a crazy week.
Very, very true, and it's definitely going to be a crazy week. Sean, proud to be a TCC Niner fan, Niner Ohana. Sean, we are proud to call you a TCC member, and not a new TCC member, not a recent TCC member, a TCC member who's been here almost you're almost a day one OG, Sean. You're real close to a day one OG, but I can't disrespect the fogies of the world, and I can't disrespect the JLE, David, both David Campbell, both Davids.
There's like a lot of Davids.
Dan Stevenson.
Yeah, there's a lot of Davids.
There's a lot of
Frank.
I mean, we'll talk about people who've been here since we were at like 50 subs.
Yeah, and we got to give a shout out to Davey also.
Absolutely. Welcome to the Cutback Crew.
Yeah, welcome to the Cutback Crew, Davey. Appreciate it.
Wonderful comments, and now a member of the TCC.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's about great conversation, and we're gonna have differing viewpoints. Anyone that's here, we're gonna have differing viewpoints.
100%.
But the thing is, we're gonna all talk it out, and we might disagree. But that's what makes it fun. We're all 49er fans in the end, and we're all rooting for our team. Matthew Rowley famously said during the last week or so,
true.
He had jumped off the train. He jumped off after they lost to Green Bay.
But he owned it.
He did. He owned it. He owned it, and he came back. And you know what? Well done to him. And he said, you get in the playoffs, you rally around your team. And I think earlier even he said, he has no criticism of Jimmy G because Jimmy G led him to a victory, and that's what's important.
That is. It's the most important thing. Davey64, first-time viewer. You got a new subscriber. You guys are great. You're great, my guy. Welcome to the Cutback Crew.
Welcome.
You are not going to regret it. I can promise you that. Rick Dowdy, another great show, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
You, Rick. Thank you. Is NFC the away team again this year for the Super Bowl, meaning we'd be wearing white if we make it that far?
That is true.
Accurate. It is accurate, Android user. $70 super chat earlier in the night, Android user.
Thank you, Android user.
Can't thank you enough. Can't thank you enough. Joseph says 49ers Chiefs Super Bowl payback time. Ant's been calling for it.
Yeah.
Ant has been calling for it.
Yeah,
Ant, you are oddly hot right now with predictions.
I want the smoke. I mean, give it to me. And you know what? Like I said, I might live to regret it, but we want it all. I mean, we're 49ers. We don't back down from challenges. Let's go.
True. K1 Johnson, this is my first time seeing y'all channel. Welcome, man.
Hey, what's up, K1?
Welcome. We hope to see you around here more and more often.
Yeah, definitely.
Friends, Frisco's defense was astonishing. Congratulations, Drew. Thank you. Ant said this earlier on the show. This is a Super Bowl caliber defense. The way that they've been playing, you are 100% accurate. man, DeMeco Ryans, what a job in year one.
Yeah.
It's real easy to say, hey, he's only doing it because of the pieces you have. But let's not forget, all the people preseason were saying the reason the Niners defense was going to take a step back was because it was DeMeco Ryans.
Yeah.
How wrong was that?
I'm curious to see what their pressure rate ends up being because the last 2 weeks it's been really close to 50%.
Dang near close.
So
to 50.
I'm curious what the numbers are that come out of that. But 5 sacks again. I mean, you can't say enough about these guys. And, that was the thing about the first matchups. Aaron Rodgers was getting the ball out so fast, under 2.5 seconds. Ridiculous. And his numbers when he gets the ball out fast, Jay Hill had sent us a stat. I believe it was like a 118 rating, 22 touchdowns, no picks. Ridiculous.
Stupid numbers.
But what happened is the secondary played good enough. They confused him enough. They were able to get home when they needed to get home.
He was holding on to the football. Yeah. Times where he thought he was going to have Davante Adams one-on-one in certain situations. Bracket coverage sitting on it.
I got to play for you.
All right.
And towards the end of the game, they're going for it. Or they're trying to get a touchdown. Davante Adams is in on K'Wan Williams in the slot. They have Jimmy Ward playing over the top in what appears to be bracket coverage. He reads his bracket coverage. They single it up. Davante Adams is running a complimentary route because he thinks he's going to be driving him back, to take away the bracket. And they double up the other guy and take it away. And Davante Adams has nowhere to go. And Aaron Rodgers is looking over there and it gets stopped. DeMeco Ryans completely confused him with the coverage. It confused Aaron Rodgers. They had the matchup they wanted. They just didn't know they had it.
They didn't know that they had it, and it was absolutely glorious. Brad, that is 15 sacks in the last 3 games.
That is,
Will
ridiculous.
Benton said, Fred Warner, player of the game. He was everywhere. Hey, man, a lot of people kept saying, Fred Warner, not all pro. We paid him all that money, hadn't been doing anything. And you and I kept saying all season long, they are asking Fred to do things that aren't necessarily in Fred's best interest so much as they're in the team's best interest right now because you have injuries to Dre Greenlaw. Azeez is still trying to figure it out. Marcel Harris is 3 games into playing linebacker in the NFL. They're just not there yet. Demetrius Flanagan fouls against the Chicago Bears was horrendous. If you were on Patreon, then you know how bad it was, and you saw Ant's genuine reaction to the All-22 film. The first, not the second time we've watched it, not the third time we watched it, our first watch through the All-22 film, and Ant is literally calling for him to be cut because of how bad it was, and it was atrocious. Everyone has elevated, though. Everyone has played better.
He got tremendously better, by
100%.
the way. Yeah,
and what happened? But what happened? As soon as the rest of the linebacking core started coming up around Fred, able to cover in space, Fred's not being asked to go out and cover guys. He's able to play in his spot in the middle like he typically does. We saw Fred making the plays that we're all used to and accustomed to. And people, where was this Fred Warner? This Fred Warner wasn't allowed to exist because of what you had at the linebacking position.
Yeah.
Now that these pieces are healthy, guess what? Best version of Fred Warner back in the fold. It's crazy. It's almost like when you draft a team and build a defense with specific roles for specific guys, and they're healthy, and those guys are allowed to play their specific roles and be the guy that you want them to be, they produce.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
I mean, it's not crazy. I mean,
it's not.
There was a play in this game where the Packers are running a trips bunch to the right, and you seen it was like I think it was 3rd and 1, and it's one of those situations where you expect your middle linebacker to be in the middle of the field, but Fred Warner goes out and covers someone in the bunch late. They trust Azeez Al-Shaair and they trust Dre Greenlaw so much. I mean, they ended up getting the first down, but they only got, a half yard more. I just thought, wow, the trust factor of knowing that you can leave one of those guys in the middle means you have so much more flexibility with Fred. And we've seen them come on a blitz. Since Dre Greenlaw's been back, he has really freed up Fred to blitz. But they've also been doing the double-A show and then get out.
Right.
To me, this linebacker core has definitely stabilized this front seven and is the reason why the secondary's gotten even better.
Holy cow. Rodgers just now, press conference from Brad Jones, just said he does not want to be part of a rebuild with the Green Bay Packers.
Wow. So Aaron Rodgers will be on the move. We'll see what happens.
Holy shnikes.
I mean, are you shocked?
No,
yeah.
He doesn't want to rebuild. He wants to win a Super Bowl. Not a surprise. And the Packers are hemorrhaging with the money spot. You're probably not going to be able to pay Davante Adams to keep him around. And we just saw tonight, you don't have anyone outside of Davante Adams.
Well, the good news is we don't have to worry about that because we have a team that's still on the way to the Super Bowl. So, hey, Aaron, enjoy the offseason. You're getting a head start. We're hoping not to see you for a while.
I would prefer not to see you for a while unless it's in training camp next year.
We'll see. I want Jimmy to win the Super Bowl. So
100% want Jimmy to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I want to see. Can you believe? Imagine the optics, Alex. If Jimmy going to the Super Bowl prevented the 49ers from getting Tom Brady, and then Jimmy winning the Super Bowl prevents them from getting Aaron Rodgers. Wow. Just wow.
Caleb, do you realize how close you were to getting banned from the channel, Caleb? Do you realize how bad you were? How you were this close, my guy. You were this close. I saw your .mum, and I've been seeing all those spam stuff all night long. And it's been just auto banned, right? Just auto. Later, you're hit. You're banned from the channel. You're banned from the channel.
Geez.
Catch you later, bots. Get out of here. Get out of here. I almost hit that button, Caleb. I was this close to hitting that button.
So he didn't say he wanted to leave the Packers, according to Brad. He just says he doesn't want to be part of a rebuild. So he's telling them they need to reload.
Well, it's either reload or get rid of me. It's one of the two. But here's the thing: can they reload?
It all depends on if Aaron wants to give up money.
Do you think he wants to? I don't think he wants to. Not all of the monies. I mean, he's the reason they're in the position that they're in. If we're being honest.
Yeah.
Without Aaron Rodgers, I mean, we all saw it. We all saw what Jordan Love was against the Chiefs. I mean, it's just not there. I'm loving our young wide receiving core, underrated completely. Completely, they're fantastic. They've been coming around in a big way.
I am curious what happened to Brandon today.
I want to know.
They went to Brandon early. We had the incomplete pass. That one was close. But then you didn't really see him. So I don't know if they went in trying to take him away. It seemed like that was the goal, right? That they took him away. They kept trying to play linebackers on George Kittle. To me, that was a mishap by them. He took advantage of it, and then when they did put the slot corner on him, he beat him too.
Yep.
That wasn't a shock to me. Juwan Jennings, missed his opportunity that he had, but that was a tough play because Jimmy had to unload it a little bit early, so it was on him before he realized it.
I think he thought he was gonna be able to clear a little bit more.
Yeah.
But Jimmy knew he wasn't getting a lot of time in those third and long situations, so he knows he's got to throw it as he breaks.
Yeah.
They'll clean that kind of stuff up. They definitely will clean that kind of stuff up. Listen, if you get the run game going, someone said, we got to be able to give Jimmy some time. The best potion, the best remedy for Jimmy Garoppolo getting time is running the football. Because if you run the football, teams can't just pin their ears and get after Jimmy like the Packers were today, because you struggled to run the football on early downs. You put yourself in third and really long situations. And when you do that, you're most of the time going to get a throw in a lot of those situations. And now teams are able to take advantage of, Tom Compton on the one side. You're able to take advantage of Daniel Brunskill at times. You're able to disguise your blitzes and come after. It makes it harder for the offense to operate.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of it. What it comes down to is you got to get that run game going. That makes it easier on everyone else. So I think that they can do it. I mean, they really can. But they're going to have to come out and execute. And depending on who it is, depends on the matchups. That interior part of that, Rams defense is good, but the Bucs run defense is even better on the interior, in my belief. So, I mean, there's no easy way out. I mean, this is going to be tough. Corners are going to have to execute at a high level in the run game, but that will definitely ease up and take a lot of the pressure off that offensive line, because they can't do straight dropbacks. They need to be able to run play action. They need to be able to take advantage of it. And they also need third and short, third and manageable. So Jimmy doesn't have to hold on the football. He can quick release, get rid of it, and let someone make a play.
342 votes, Cutback crew, on the poll.
Wow.
342. You're killing it. Great. Hit the like button as well. We're almost to 100. Let's get that thing to 100. We got 4 more to get to 100. If you're watching this right now, you haven't hit the like button, smash that thing into oblivion.
Yeah, pretty
right now. Let's get that thing up over 100. And Caleb said, I risk it all for the laws, and he risks it all for the laws. That is ballsy, my guy. That is absolutely ballsy.
Ricardo Alves, or Alves, I don't know if it's Alves or Alves. Apologies.
Alves, we'll say Alves.
I'm from Brazil, and I love the 49ers. God, all Samuel, you is amazing, man.
I'm assuming he's meaning Deebo Samuel?
Yeah, he means Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, Deebo Samuel is fantastic.
Yeah, he is.
He's pretty incredible. Cutback crew has been the cherry on top all season since training camp. CJ, thank you, my guy.
Yeah, the Cutback crew and the people that watch are wonderful. They've been fantastic. All the comments, all the support all year. It's been great. I've really enjoyed the season, and I'm thankful that we get to keep going. I'm like, Alex, we're like Jimmy Garoppolo right now, right? We just don't want this thing to end.
No.
Let's just keep the momentum going. Let's go to the NFC Championship game and hopefully push this out to the Super Bowl. That means we get to push it all the way to Valentine's Day. So that'd be exciting. I mean, we're the day before Valentine's Day where we get the Super Bowl game. So
accurate. And listen, I think it was Joseph just said 40 hours Cutback. I'm here to stay. Hey, open arms.
Yeah, definitely.
All members of the faithful ant. Listen, look at that. And I asked nicely for everyone to smash the like button. We're over 100 likes.
Yes.
TCC. Mwah.
Yeah, coming through in a big way. We appreciate everybody. Really do. And you know what? The chat has been lit. I mean, you guys have been going crazy with good questions, great comments. It's been fun.
100%. You guys do a live broadcast during the game. Words of wisdom. No, partially because that's not.
To be honest, words of wisdom, we're gonna kind of play with that next year. But I've been selfish, and I want to be able to like completely enjoy the game and break it down and take it all in. We're gonna give it a roll in the preseason next year and see what happens. And see how it goes, and maybe we'll pick a couple games during the season where we could do that.
Absolutely. We'll try and do some hangouts and some broadcasts during the game. That way you guys can get our thoughts. You can tell us what's going on with you and see what that's going. But we do have a Discord. That's the thing I haven't plugged at all this entire stream. We do have a Discord with a game chat. There is a game chat in Discord. I'm in there constantly. My brother's in there as well. Megan Hopp's in there as well, and the Cutback crew is all involved in that. So if you want to join that as well, you can chat with us there. Lots of things that get put up in the Discord, memes, bad takes.
Lots of memes.
Tons of memes. But if you love bad 49ers takes, okay, join the Discord. We have a TCC bad takes section. That's just all horrible takes throughout the week from 49ers fans, non-49ers fans about the 49ers.
Yeah.
And you could be featured. Your bad take could be featured on Big Yikes, a show exclusively over on our Patreon, in which we poke fun at all the bad takes out there in the world about the 49ers. NFL doesn't matter. If we put out a bad take, for example, this gentleman here, the third episode of Big Yikes, your boy here was featured the first Yikes because I said something really bad the week before. It was a Big Yikes. It deserved it. That was on Big Yikes. So it doesn't matter if you're, someone who is on the channel as a host, and whether you're a 49er faithful from day one and you just have a minor slip up, we will cut you some slack. But look, at the end of the day, Big Yikes is a lot of fun over there on Patreon. There are tons of great stuff over on Patreon. And listen, if you don't want to go over there and join on Patreon, we completely get it. We completely understand. The best news is that the type of content you're getting here, the amount of content that you're getting here, that's not going to stop. It's going to change. We get to off season, obviously, things will change. We're going to have some new shows, some new ideas, some different things that other 49ers content creators aren't putting out there. We're going to be testing out this year as well, and hopefully you guys enjoy and love the heck out of it, and we're going to try and make it as interactive as possible. But listen, this channel is constantly growing. It is constantly improving. It's going to bigger and better heights each and every week, it feels like. Each and every day sometimes it feels like, and we can't thank you all enough because you're the reason for it. You're the driving force.
Yeah, so people are starting to populate. Words of Wisdom said the Ask Chat, where everyone was from, we were originally from San Jose and Boise, and some other people are starting to also fill that up where they're from. JX Hank said Massachusetts.
Ooh,
yeah. So
and we had the Brazil as well with why am I blanking? I just saw it. It just came across. You're gonna rightfully be upset with me. I'm so sorry, Ricardo. There it is.
Yeah,
Ricardo, Brazil. That's awesome. Lodi, California.
Yeah, and Alex, how is the vote going? Who is winning right now in the poll?
The Bucks have 53% and on 351 votes.
Wow, that's impressive. And while everyone is populating, where they're from and all that, because of the 49ers faithful are all over the place and travel better than anyone else. We'll tell everyone where we're from. We're right here in Northern California.
Accurate.
We are actually between Sacramento and Stockton in a town called Lodi. Not a big town. But lucky for us, it's not very far from San Jose. It's about an hour-and-a-half drive.
It's true.
We can get over there, and we got to go to training camp a lot and stuff, and it was exciting this year. And looking forward to the prospects of going back. But I'm glad that we're starting to see everyone coming through. We got California, SoCal.
See, Porterville,
Hawaii.
Wow. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher that.
I would
Sean.
butcher that. That's why I'm
gonna butcher it. Give me the phonetic spelling, and I won't butcher it. I promise. Mexico City from Miguel Garcia, and Goodyear, Arizona, by way of Petaluma, California.
Oh, love that.
Almost a day oneer for the Cutback crew, Mark Graves. Sorry, I was gonna go full on it. We got more San Jose's as well, and Love from Guam from Lowe.
Wow.
All right. Marv Ant from New York.
Wow.
Love that as well. Words of Wisdom was at the Vikings playoff game in 2019.
Yeah.
With his wife. That's solid, my guy.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
crazy.
Solid. Davey is from Lower Heights. Okay.
I like that David V says stuck in Lodi again. Yes.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
That is.
It's wine country.
It is wine country.
So if you like wine, there's lots of wine tasting things going on around here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's always here from the Brad Djokovic deporting Australia from Brad Joe. Brad, by the way, you said earlier, Mitch deserves some love tonight for the punts. He did. He had himself a nice night tonight.
went to Dallas last week. It was awesome.
Well
CJ. Done, CJ. Yeah, love that.
For real. Massachusetts by way of Garden Grove.
Ooh. Melody is from Alameda, California via San Francisco.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Jessica gotta love San Jose. You do.
Yeah.
I feel like she might be from there. Davey, you all Warriors fans. I haven't watched basketball in a hot minute. I used to actually be a basketball coach. I was actually coaching before we started doing the podcast. I was coaching high school basketball as a varsity head coach at a school in Stockton. Left on some not the greatest circumstances just because I didn't want to leave, but the school was kind of making it impossible for me to coach and for any of the kids to be able to play. And so it was one of those things where I kind of left, but at the end of the day, haven't watched a lot of basketball. Was a Kings fan. Kings are absolute hot garbage. Not good. It's not good.
Yeah, I haven't watched basketball in a long time. I used to watch basketball a little bit here and there, but big football guy, and a lot of my focus has been on the 49ers football. I haven't even watched as much NFL football as I'd like this year.
It's true.
So yeah, put a big focus on that.
Caleb, why is Caleb lying? Why is he lying? He's not from that place.
He put his real place earlier.
I know, but that's not that place.
I know, it's pretty funny.
It's funny.
That's why I was laughing earlier.
I figured. I figured that was.
Hi, Ashbury's in San Francisco City. Okay, Davey.
All right.
Nice. Melody saying stuck in Lodi again. Yes.
There you go. Always that. You guys need to do a road trip next year to Arizona. Arizona is close.
Ooh, that is close.
It is close.
If we're gonna do a road trip. That'd be a good place.
That would definitely be a good place.
Yeah.
Definitely be a good place. Here's what I do know, Ant. The next time the 49ers and the Patriots play, whether it's in New England, in Boston, Massachusetts, or whether it's here, right, where we're at in California, in good old Santa Clara, I will be at the game.
Nice.
I know that. That's probably the only thing that I do know. If you don't know, Megan, one of the mods here on the channel, also my fiance, and a huge Pats fan. She's from Indiana, of all places, so you would think Colts, but hates the Colts. But Ant may have a picture that proves otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
And David Ismail is from North Texas, by the way, of Salinas, California.
Oh,
I've been to Salinas a few times. I have a friend, actually, that was originally from Salinas.
True.
So, yeah, that's cool.
True. I like Santa Rosa football. Was supposed to play there. All right. Let's do Vegas. LOL. Words of wisdom.
Hey, Vegas. Hey, it's happening next year. It is.
Vegas, baby.
Vegas. Yeah.
Don't look at it. Get away from it.
Don't look at me either.
Don't look at me either.
Yeah, well done.
It was a great night listening to you, but it's 1:31 a.m. here. Good night, Hank, man.
Good night, Hank.
Go get some rest, my guy.
Yeah.
Go get some rest. It's 10:30 right now, my guy. We have been grinding on this. Wisdom as well. Vegas, baby. Vegas. I gotta love it. Look, Cutback Crew, this has been absolutely phenomenal. You have killed it all night long, top to bottom. What a win. What a moment for this team, Ant. And now we get ready for the NFC Championship game. We wait tomorrow to see who it is that the Niners are going to be facing.
Yep.
And then we hope this team is going to be able to get healthy.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. I'm going to be geared up, ready to go, and we're going to see what happens. And a new subscriber,
Franz Humig.
Oh, okay. I read it wrong. Franz, welcome.
What'd you say?
I was starting to say Frank, actually.
Oh.
I kind of glanced over, but Franz, welcome. Welcome to the Cutback Crew.
Welcome, Franz, to the TCC. Davey just said, lived in Boston. Hate to say it. I've seen more Pats games than Niners. Hey, listen, you live in that area. I get it. I get it. You, especially if you enjoy someone who enjoys football. Sometimes you just.
Unfortunately, if you've watched playoff games in the last 20 years, you've seen more Patriots games than you would like.
Accurate.
So
accurate.
Yeah, it's time to start seeing Niners playoff games for the foreseeable future.
True. Rick said 20 years Rancho Cordova, 20 years East Bay, last 20 years Oregon, California border.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's a pretty good place to live right now.
It's a nice span.
That seems like a nice area.
And apparently, from Sean, did you hear Jimmy tell Gould, man, F the Packers after he made the kick?
Well, I mean, LaFleur said F those guys in the first one.
He did.
So there you go. I mean, that's the energy that we're getting from Jimmy Garoppolo right now. Red Kryptonite Jimmy is here to stay, apparently.
Red Kryptonite Jimmy. All the new subscribers, you just found us tonight. Welcome to the TCC. Glad you're on board.
Words of Wisdom with a $5 super chat.
And Words of Wisdom with a $5 super chat.
Thanks, Words of Wisdom.
That is huge, my guy. Welcome to the TCC, and thank you for the $5 super chat. We really appreciate it. And he gave us a nice Ayo to end the night off, and we've had a lot. There it is, right there.
There it is.
We've had a lot of chalking another one up for the good guys all night long. All the new subscribers showing love to the channel. We appreciate it. Our day one OG TCC members, y'all were here like 20, 30 of you before we even went live, just literally spamming the chat. OBS almost crashed because it loaded and boom, just chat popped up. And it was buffering for like 2 minutes. I was like, bro, are we even gonna be able to go live tonight? Oh my gosh. You've been on fire all night. You've been lit all night. The comments through the roof, Ant. I mean, what a game, what a moment, what a team.
And what's up, Gary? Gary jumped in and said, hey, say hey, Gary. Gary's one of the great ones. I'm sure that he was having a great time tonight. Go and check out his show during the week as well. 49ers Fogies on YouTube. Check it out. He does a great job. But yeah, everyone that jumped in chat today, we are very appreciative of you. We have one of the best fan bases in the NFL. Very passionate about their team. And it was very apparent tonight. I loved everyone that came in. The positive energy is good. We got good vibes. And we're going to keep rolling this into the NFC Championship game. And I think, coming all the way from where we were at 3-5 until now, I think everyone's excited about this opportunity. Let's see how far it can go. But, it's fun to be a 49ers fan right now.
Hey, words of wisdom. We kind of do a mini pregame. So what I've been doing for the playoffs is I've been streaming Madden gameplay. Everyone kind of hangs out. Next week, I'll probably be able to start it a little bit earlier and hang out a little bit more with everybody in the chat. I kind of just play through the matchup, have a good time, talk. You guys get to laugh at me at how bad I am at Madden because I'm absolutely hot garbage at it. Especially right now because I'm in my own headspace, but hey, it is what it is. We have a good time, have some good laughs, some good conversations, get ready for the game. And Tanu Tame as well, just joined as well, became the newest member of the Cutback crew. So thank you for that. We really appreciate that. Listen, David, we appreciate that. Best 49ers show, hands down. We've been grinding. And David V, no, the super chat did not come through. I've been refreshing the monetization page on our channel all night long, trying to look for your super chat. It never came through, so contact PayPal. That's what you got to do. You're going to have to contact PayPal because it didn't go to us. So it's probably stuck in limbo with them. And if they say it's us, let us know. We'll contact YouTube. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, Sean's wanting us to do a merch giveaway. Hey, we'll do something. We'll figure it out. We're going to have some new merch rolling your way pretty soon.
That's true.
So, yeah, it's going to be a fun time. This is going to be great. And yeah, there's going to be more coming from the channel for sure.
Absolutely. We got to do a merch giveaway. I also got to do an update for the TCC and the Patreon. We do have a winner for the Madden, not the Madden League, excuse me, the Cutback Fantasy Football League that I got to announce and talk with and the season that they put together. So you're going to get updated on that. The Madden League is rolling right now. We're flying through things. So we got a lot of updates coming on that as well. And Jeremy, yes, we do believe that the Niners can go all the way, but you got to take care of business next week in the NFC Championship game. And we're looking forward to seeing who that opponent is going to be.
Yeah, and thanks Android User as well. I just want to give another shout out to Android User. Been a great in chat, and then also, of course, with the great donations. We really appreciate it so much.
100%. Oh, David, it just came through, David.
And maybe he did it again.
If you did it again, David, thank you. If you just did it again, that's a new one. He just said LOL. Yeah, it's a new one. But David with a $10 LFG. Let's freaking go. What a way to send off the night, Ant. What an absolute incredible night. Thank you, David. We appreciate the $10 super chat, my guy. And
be here all week. We're going to have content all week long.
Daily, 11 a.m. Pacific time, right here on the channel. You have a daily video. Monday, you will have a 9 a.m. face-off with Jay Hill, so you're not going to want to miss that. We're going to have a wonderful discussion and arguments about this game. What's next? Can the Niners win if Jimmy keeps turning the football over? You're going to have incredible content all week long, from news updates to all 22 Know Your Opponent film breakdowns as well on Fridays. If you're new to the show, you have an incredible Friday Frenzy lineup that you're not going to want to miss. Our next live stream is on Thursday. You don't want to miss that. It'll be 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, Ant. But let them know about the Friday Frenzy, because talk about the craziest time of the week and a channel that's putting out just enormous amounts of original content.
Yeah, on Friday you're going to get the Madden simulation at 9 a.m. and that has become one of the best things going. It's exciting. This week it came down to the last play, sort of what you saw in the regular game. And then you're going to get the game preview show at 11. And then at 2 o'clock, it is What's Good with Jay in the Bay. And he's going to be here giving his 5 big things to get you prepared for the game versus whoever they're playing in the NFC Championship game. And, of course, at 5:30 p.m. that night, we get into the all-22 film of the team that we're going to be playing in a Know Your Opponent. And we talk about how the 49ers can attack on offense and defense. It's a good time getting to know the opponent that we're going to be playing, so that everyone's prepared when we get to the game on Sunday.
1,000%. Shooter, my guy, thank you as well for all your support. Talk about a guy and on Patreon, channel member here on YouTube, also always hits up the super chats as well. Shooter has been a day one OG TCC member. Shooter, we thank you for everything you do. This entire Cutback crew. I mean, there's so many people to thank. We would be here probably for another 2.5 hours We'd be here for another 2.5 hours trying to thank everybody.
Yeah.
We love all of you. We appreciate everything you guys do. Words of wisdom. We will go check out the channel, the video you made on your channel, Star Wars based of Bosa in Aaron Rodgers' head. I'm going to go check that out right after this.
Nice.
For sure. We love this football team, Ant. We have said this. A lot of people came in here early in the season when the Niners were struggling and we were still going with our team. You guys are a bunch of homers. Yeah, we are. We are homers. And you know what? The Niners are going to the NFC Championship, baby.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, the thing was, it was all about execution. The 49ers had to figure out how to execute at a higher level. And when they got the personnel the way that they wanted, they started executing at that level. And since they did, they've been playing really good football. And so when you're playing really good football, you're going to win more games than you lose. That gives you an opportunity in the playoffs. And this is the type of team that wins. When you run the football, you play good defense, and you have timely players step up at the right times, it gives you an opportunity to win. And that's what they did today. And I'm looking forward to them possibly doing it in the NFC Championship game and helping secure the 49ers another trip to the Super Bowl.
100%, Ant. That's what we're all looking forward to. Locker room backs Jimmy. It's called leadership, not quality control, says Mike. I love it. And Ant, the poll is officially closed. The Bucks take it. The Cutback crew wants the Bucks in the NFC Championship game.
They want the Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo matchup. I get it. I see it. I think that is so close. It's pretty interesting as well. But thanks to everyone that voted in the poll to put it out there. So you saw it. The TCC says Bucks over the Rams. So we'll see how it plays out tomorrow. Is it going to be Bucks? Is it going to be Rams?
That's very true. And Des Cobra, welcome to the Cutback crew.
Welcome, Des Cobra.
And he just chalked another one up for the good guys. I don't think there's a better time than right now to end this thing. Ant, is it that time?
Yeah, let's chalk another one up.
Monday, 9 a.m. We'll see you then, Cutback crew.